NCAA tournament is on the air. You're listening to the First Bank Pregame Show. First Bank, the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics. Coming up, a full preview of today's game, a look around the SEC, the starting lineups, and an exclusive conversation with head coach Tim Corbin. Our coverage of Vanderbilt baseball in the Nashville Regional is brought to you by your Mid-South Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. Martin and Zerfoss Insurance Agency. Martin and Zerfoss, the no-problem people. And by San Antonio Taco Company, Nashville's best Tex-Mex, made fresh from scratch daily. Our coverage begins now.
Greetings, Commodore Nation, and welcome to today's presentation of Vanderbilt Baseball. Just what I came with you from the network studios as we are inside 15 minutes from first pitch. The Vanderbilt Commodores take on the WRIGHT State Raiders in the first round of the NCAA Baseball tournament from Hawkins Field in Nashville, Tennessee today. Last time out for the Commodores, the SEC tournament final against Ole Miss. Vanderbilt was looking for their fifth SEC tournament crown and Coach Corbin's fourth as we take you through some of the highlights.
First pitch. Fastball, that one is swung on. This one is drilled deep to left field. This is way back. Oh, goodness, that is destroyed. Brody Johnston, a two-run shot. He got a fastball, and he clobbered it out of here. 2-0 Vandy on Championship Sunday. The 1-2. That's swung up. There's a ground ball to third, played by Brody. He goes to second. That's one. The spin by Reagan. Oh, they got it. Defense once again. It's golden for Vanderbilt here in the third. 5-4-3. Johnston, Rigdon, Nelson for two. The 1-2. Humphrey swings. This one is driven towards right field. This has got some carry toward the pole. This is back, and it is gone. A solo shot for Jacob Humphrey. Oh, the kid from Maine. He delivers on Championship Sunday. Oh, what a smash to right field. He got it up and out of here to right. Vanderbilt takes the 2-run lead right back here in the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-1 Doors. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Off-speed pitch for Austin Knight. It's his fifth K of the ball game versus the Revs. The 0-1. That's swung on. There's a fly ball to center field. Here comes Austin. He's going to call everybody off. He makes the catch. 27 outs. Vandy wins it. The Vandy boys are heroes of Hoover. It's the program's fifth SEC tournament championship and the fourth for number 4. It's a mob in center field. Oh, 2025. What a year to be black and gold. Final score on a gorgeous SEC Sunday. It's the Doors 3. It's the Revs 2.
It did not come easy, but the Commodores get it done. A 3-2 win over Ole Miss for some hardware as Vanderbilt is SEC tournament champs once again. Now Vandy turns its focus to the ultimate goal, and the road to Omaha begins in the Music City. Vanderbilt is the number 1 overall seed for the second time in program history. This is their 19th consecutive tournament appearance. That's the longest active streak in the nation. And Hawkins Field plays host for the 10th ever time. The black and gold will, of course, push for the simplest path. 3 wins in 3 days earns a berth into the best of 3 Super Regionals next weekend against the winner of the Hattiesburg Regional. But anything can happen in college baseball, and all 3 of these teams, Wright State, ETSU, and Louisville, will be eager to take out the number 1 overall seed on their home turf. Starting lineups and first pitch are right around the corner as J.D. Thompson will get the start here in Game 1 for the Commodores. Coming up next, the voice of the Vandy boys, Andrew Allegretta, talks with head coach Tim Corbin. But first, we look back on a great moment in Vanderbilt baseball history right here on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Great moments in Vandy boys history. March 20th, 2021. Under clear skies on a perfect Music City Saturday, Vanderbilt opened SEC play at Hawkins Field against South Carolina. A youthful sophomore from New Jersey was set to pitch in a conference game for the first time in his career. The right-handed pitcher wobbled to his first SEC batter, a 6-pitch walk to Braylon Wimmer. That would be the last time Jack Leiter wobbled all afternoon. The young man with MLB bloodlines retired 27 in a row and with 16 South Carolina hitters in the process, the last of which, the man who led off the game with a walk, Wimmer.
Jack Leiter's moment is here and now, a Vanderbilt no-hitter.
It was the third no-hitter under Coach Corbin, and just 2 years after Kumar Rocker's brilliant game versus Duke in the Super Regionals. Leiter and Rocker each finished with 179 strikeouts in 2021, the second most in a single season at Vanderbilt, behind only 194 by David Price in 2007. March 20th, 2021, Jack Leiter's no-hitter versus South Carolina, another great moment in Vandy boys history.
At First Bank, we've always been Vandy fans, and as the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics, we're also teammates helping cheer on the Doors together. We're proud to add Commodore Pride to your wallet with our official Vanderbilt debit cards. Anchor down when you pay with Vanderbilt debit cards from First Bank. When two historic Tennessee teams join together, you get even more ways to bank on the Doors. Bank local, get more. First Bank, member FDIC.
Vanderbilt Business offers degree and certificate programs designed to help you gain the knowledge, connections, and confidence to achieve your unique goals. We're committed to creating opportunities for you to discover, grow, and thrive at every stage of your career, whether you're just starting out or working your way to the C-suite. Let our dedicated staff and faculty help you take the next step in your professional journey. Visit vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down today. That's vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down.
It's time for our pre-game conversation with head coach Tim Corbin. Coach Corbin's comments are brought to you by First Bank. Money talks. Now it cheers. With new Vanderbilt debit cards from First Bank, you can bank on the Doors every time you pay. First Bank. Carry Commodore Pride. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC. With Coach Corbin, here's Andrew Allegretta.
Getting set for first pitch, Vanderbilt versus Wright State. Game one of the Nashville Regional here for Vanderbilt. Andrew Allegretta alongside the head coach, Tim Corbin. Coach, first off, how would you describe the mood of your team, how they've handled this moment, being awarded the #1 overall seed as they get set for first pitch?
Good. I don't think much has changed since we got back on Sunday night and talked about our plan Monday morning, even before the selection show. Didn't really matter where the seed was. We knew we were going to be one of the top 8. So if you're one of the top 8, you're one of the top 8. At least you know you're going to play home if you play well. I think outside of that, it's been pretty much more of the same, really. Pretty intentional with what we're doing. I would say ready to go, ready to play for certain. You know, you haven't played since last Sunday, so you're getting into Friday here, and we're ready to play a baseball game rather than train.
For you guys, you've described this group as unique. What perhaps makes this group unique to you compared to some of the other teams you've brought into postseason play?
I'd say more contribution from a lot of different people. You know, when I look at the pitching staff, it's contribution from 12, 13 pitchers. When I look at the position players, we've had good performers all year, but at the same time, 1 through 9 has been pretty good. You know, there's a different player every day that does something uniquely different. So I just think it's a contribution from a lot of different people. I think when you're talking about building teams and you're talking about having a team, it's dominated by the group, not one person or two people. I know Brody won, MVP of the SEC tournament, but to be honest with you, and not taking anything away from Brody, it could have been 9 different people. So I just like the fact that it's full participation.
It could have been J.D. Thompson's 11 strikeouts versus Oklahoma. It could have been the way that Sawyer Hawks throws out of the bullpen. Your point is certainly well received. Let's talk about the matchup with Wright State. How would you describe the Raiders out of the Horizon League? They did win their conference and their tournament.
Pretty well balanced. I think what, for us, having played Kentucky and Louisville and Oklahoma down the stretch is probably a good segue to playing a team like Wright State because they love to run. Wright State has always been known for their base stealing ability, going back to Matt Tallarico, who's now with the Cubs, working for Carter Hawkins. But Matt Tallarico instilled a stolen base attitude at Wright State 8 years ago that has kind of maintained itself for a long period of time. So they really love to run. Everyone can run. Everyone has at least 12 attempts at stealing bases. And the other thing is that they can hit. I mean, they've got 3 guys with double-digit home runs, 2 with 20-plus. So it's very well-rounded. You can see why they won their league. I mean, they've dominated some people. They've got some very strong offensive numbers. Their numbers are better than ours. So we're just going to have to slow them down.
Introduce us to Cam Allen, their starting pitcher, a sophomore from Akron, Ohio, a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah. Cam Allen's a 6'3" right-handed pitcher, short armor, very athletic, very twitchy, kind of a max effort guy. He's going to be right on top of you. It's probably early in the game with adrenaline. I would imagine he's up to 94, 95, but probably settles in at 92, 93. He's got a quick breaking ball, and he's been their consistent number 1 all year. So it's a guy we're going to have to break. He's a good pitcher.
Talk with head coach Tim Corbin as we get set for first pitch, Vanderbilt versus Wright State. I'll just leave you on J.D. Thompson here. The way that he's grown into big moments throughout the course of his career, this is not unfamiliar territory for him. Of course, the game as a freshman versus Florida. He did get the start in the first game versus Coastal last year in the Clemson Regional. It did not go the way that he would like. How would you see him growing throughout the course of big moments now a junior?
Really unchanging. I mean, that's the one thing you can say about J.D. Thompson is a consistent personality, and whether you're talking to him off the field or you're talking to him in between innings, he's pretty settled. He's very calm. He's got a very good acumen for pitching. He knows what he wants to do. Last year was last year, but it was one of those things that you don't have many of those moments. He's one of those kids that you really can lean on, and he has had some big moments. I remember his first relief appearance as a freshman here on this field with extra innings. I mean, that was outstanding, and then, of course, the SEC appearance against Florida. So we put this kid in fire plenty of times, and he's always risen.
Extra innings versus Evansville goes 17 innings. Parker Nolan gets the victory that day. Quite the journey for J.D. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
We'll step aside. First pitch in just a second after this.
One summer in the mid-1920s, a semi-pro baseball player in Tupelo, Mississippi was setting the league on fire. His name was Tidbit Bynum, and it seemed like he had come out of nowhere. Well, it turned out he had come out of Vanderbilt. His real name wasn't Tidbit Bynum, it was Andy Reese, and he was a member of the Commodore football and baseball teams. But he had changed his name that summer to make a little money playing baseball. When Vandy coach Dan McGugan found out about the ruse, he cut him. But Tidbit, or Andy's athleticism was well known, and in 1926 he was offered pro contracts by both the New York football and baseball giants. He chose baseball and played for legendary manager John McGraw from 1927 to 1930, but he never lost his rebellious streak. One time, McGraw fined him $50 for hitting a home run. Why? Reese had ignored a bunt sign. When reporters asked him about it after the game, Reese replied, "I bunted the bleep out of it." In 1969, he was inducted into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, and since the 1970s, young ball players have developed their skills at Tupelo's Andy Reese Field. I'm Andrew Marinus, and that's the story of Tidbit Bynum. Andy Reese.
Where can you find the Music City's hottest spots under one roof? At the Omni Nashville Hotel. This stunning luxury hotel offers the perfect blend of urban elegance with a vintage touch in the heart of downtown. Discover a variety of culinary delights at the award-winning Bob's Steak and Chop House. Authentic Southern cuisine at Kitchen Notes. Nashville's coolest honky-tonk bar lines. And grab your favorite cup of joe at Bongo Java. Find your inner zen at one of downtown Nashville's only full-service salon and spas, the Mocara Spa. What are you waiting for? Your key to Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us soon.
The road has been long.
College baseball 2025 begins for Vanderbilt from the Valley of the Sun.
Tough first game.
That's why you're patient, you grow, you keep working.
I was told that this here road is where the whiskey flows in the good times.
And stars have been born.
Goodness, Brody Johnston. Oh, what a smash.
With moments that took our breath away.
Swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. They take the weekend from the Bulls. This is deep to left field, and it is good. He did it again. Holcomb did it again.
Now it's time to turn stars into legends.
Kumar Rocker.
Off the roof of the second deck, J.J. Bleday.
It's tied up on a solo homer by Dansby Swanson.
And moments into championships.
Down, Vanderbilt on top of the college baseball world again.
Regular season SEC champs, the SEC tournament champs, and now the national champs.
For Vanderbilt University and these fans up here, it's a gift for everyone. Very happy for them.
This is Vanderbilt Baseball in the Nashville Regionals. Our coverage of Vanderbilt Baseball is brought to you by First Bank, the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics. Your Mid-South Ford dealers, built Ford tough. Martin and Zerfoss Insurance Agency. Martin and Zerfoss, the no-problem people. And by San Antonio Taco Company, Nashville's best Tex-Mex, made fresh from scratch daily. Now, live at Hawkins Field. Here's the voice of Vandy Boys Baseball, Andrew Allegretta.
Well, good evening and welcome to the campus of Vanderbilt University. We're live from Hawkins Field in our corner of Music City. Andrew Allegretta here in the booth with Kevin Ingram and Gus Whittekamp back inside the network studios. It's a jam-packed stadium on a perfect May night. We're set for the 10th Nashville Regional. Vandy opens with WRIGHT State, looking to make more magic moments like Ro Coleman's walk-off versus Oregon in 14, or Dansby Swanson's spectacular night versus Indiana in 15. Time for the starting lineups presented by Martin and Zerfoss. We'll start off with the 4 seed. The WRIGHT State Raiders at 38 and 19 here this season, 25-5 in the Horizon League. To lead things off, it's Hunter Boren, the second baseman, a freshman from Illinois. Batting second is Patrick Foles, the third baseman, a junior from Ohio. Batting third is Gus Gregory. He's the DH, a sophomore from Ohio. Batting fourth is J.P. Peltier. He's the left fielder, a sophomore from Ohio. Batting fifth is Boston Smith, the catcher, a senior from Ohio. Batting fifth is Luke Arnold, the shortstop, redshirt senior from Ohio. Batting seventh is Cam Gilkerson, right fielder, redshirt freshman from Ohio. Batting eighth is Conlon Daniel, the center fielder, a freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio. And batting ninth is Will Cook, the first baseman, a 6'6" junior from Ohio. And today's starting pitcher for the Raiders, Cam Allen, at 6'3", a sophomore from Akron, Ohio. Head coach for the Raiders is Alex Sogard in his 7th season with the Raiders, a 5-time Horizon League Coach of the Year. Now for Vanderbilt, the number 1 seed in the regional and the number 1 overall seed for the second time in program history after 2007. At 42-16 this season, 19-11 in the nation's toughest conference, the Southeastern Conference. To lead things off for Vandy, Rustin Rigdon, the second baseman, the freshman from Metter, Georgia. Batting second is R.J. Austin, center fielder, the junior from Atlanta, Georgia. Batting third is Wiley Nelson, first baseman, the junior from Trophy Club, Texas. Batting fourth is Brody Johnston, third baseman, the freshman from Ottawa, Tennessee. Batting fifth is Braden Holcomb, left fielder, the sophomore from Orlando, Florida. Batting sixth is Colin Barzy, he's the catcher. He's a sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. Batting seventh is Jonathan Vastine, the shortstop, a senior from Bartow, Florida. Batting eighth is Jacob Humphrey, right fielder, a senior from Standish, Maine. Batting ninth is Mike Mancini. He's the DH, a junior from Endwell, New York. And the starting pitcher for Vanderbilt for the second consecutive Game 1 of a regional is J.D. Thompson, the junior out of Rusk, Texas. Of course, in his 23rd season, the 2-time national champion head coach for Vanderbilt is Tim Corbin. And those are today's starting lineups presented by Martin and Zerfoss. Contact Martin and Zerfoss for solutions to your insurance, risk management, and group benefit needs. Martin and Zerfoss, insuring Vandy fans since 1978. We are just about set for first pitch. Temperature at 72. Gorgeous evening at a jam-packed Hawkins Field. Once again, Andrew Allegretta here in the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Welcome to the broadcast, Kev. What a fantastic moment. This is always one of the most exciting times of the season, and we are so glad to bring baseball in late May, hopefully early June, back to Hawkins Field.
Yeah, hopefully late June if this run can continue long enough. But it's really exciting. Fun to be here. Great to be here with you, Andrew. And for this team, we've seen this group grow up so much over the course of the season. I can remember conversations we had back in February and March about this team is not as good as they're probably going to be in a few weeks or a couple months. We're seeing the product as it is right now, as good as any team in the country, coming in with an 8-game win streak, and I feel like a lot of momentum entering this postseason.
Of course, we've got a matchup of 2 conference tournament championships here, between Vanderbilt winning the SEC championship a couple of days ago and WRIGHT State taking the Horizon League championship. This team for WRIGHT State, they have been to the NCAA tournament a handful of times the past couple of seasons. They have not won a regional game in their previous 3 trips, and we would like to make it 0-7 here today. That is certainly the goal for Vanderbilt.
I mean, they could win one tomorrow. That might be okay.
Right. They can win tomorrow. That's fine. Yeah. We'll make them 0-7 before they can go 1-7. We are just about set for first pitch. Don't forget that the road to Omaha is presented by First Bank. First Bank makes being a super fan super easy with their exclusive Vanderbilt debit cards. Bank on the doors every time you pay. First Bank, bank local, get more. Member FDIC. And Conecuh sausage is hickory smoked for that true southern flavor. Conecuh sausage is bread on the grill, the official smoked sausage of the Vanderbilt Commodores. So for Vanderbilt, the starting pitcher here tonight, J.D. Thompson. What a spectacular season. He has been so good here at Hawkins Field as well. Thinking back to that 14 strikeout performance versus Georgia on this field. He has 6 performances of 10-plus strikeouts. 5 of them have come at Hawkins Field, and the 6th came versus Oklahoma at the Hoover Mets. Numbers for J.D. Thompson here this season, 5-5, a 4.06 ERA, 110 strikeouts, has 29 walks as he makes his 16th start of the season.
JD's one of those guys, too. It feels like if he can get going early and kind of get through the first inning or so and settle in, man, he can really get rolling. You're talking about those long performances that we saw against Georgia and also against Alabama, where he went 7 innings in this ballpark.
It's been fun to watch this season for sure for Vanderbilt. So here we go. Set for first pitch, Vanderbilt versus Wright State. Game 1 of the Nashville Regional for the number 1 overall seed, the Vanderbilt Commodores versus the 4 seed, Wright State. Here's Hunter Warren, left versus right to get us going. Redshirt freshman from Illinois. First pitch on its way. Fastball misses inside. Today's home plate umpire calls the balls and strikes. It's Danny Criggs. At first base, it's Don Golder. At second base, Mike Fitcher. And at third base, Darren Hyman. The 1-0. Fastball is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Numbers for Warren, the second baseman, batting .342, 1 home run, 45 RBIs. Statistically, a fantastic offense for the Raiders. 2 balls, no strikes as Thompson throws. There's a breaking ball that misses a little bit high. 3 balls, no strikes for Thompson versus Hunter Warren to start off this 1 versus 4 matchup. White uniform for Vanderbilt with those black pinstripes as Thompson kicks and throws the 3-0. Boyd does not get the call, and so far we've established a tight strike zone from Danny Criggs. Ball 4, and Warren goes down to first base.
It was a pretty tight strike zone to that leadoff man, Warren. A couple of those pitches looked really close, especially the 2-0 and 3-0 pitches, I thought.
That brings us to Patrick Fultz, the third baseman, the junior from Springfield, Ohio, batting .330, 6 home runs, 43 RBIs. Left on left here. We'll see if Vanderbilt can spin 2. As Wright State goes with the black uniforms here today, trimmed in green. Here's the pitch. That's swung on. This one is hit toward the gap in left center field. This one is back, and it's off the top of the fence. Picked up by Austin. He steps, he throws. It's cut off by Vastine, and Wright State scores first here in the top of the first inning. So a double to the gap for Patrick Fultz. The Horizon League Tournament Championship MVP for Wright State picks up his 44th RBI. And the Raiders 1-0, just like that.
Well, one thing this Wright State team can do is they can put some runs on the board. They have scored double-figure runs in 26 games this season. 9th in the country in runs scored, 10th in runs per game at over 9. So they definitely have the offense to come in here and put some big numbers on the board. But can Vanderbilt settle in here? Coach Tim Corbin's talked about, can you get in here and just be comfortable and do what you normally do? And I think we'll see this as J.D. Thompson moves along in this first inning.
Yeah, sure hope so. Here's Gus Gregory. First pitch, fastball for a strike outside corner. No balls, 1 strike, left versus left. A 5'10" sophomore from Strongsville, Ohio. That's .360, 4 home runs, 45 RBIs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, elevates the fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Of course, we referenced that 14 strikeout performance versus Georgia for J.D. Thompson. What preceded all 14 of those strikeouts was a solo home run by Slade Alford at the top of that ball game. So we'll see. No balls, 2 strikes. And a spin back to second base. There's the throw to Vastine. That chases Fultz back. Third baseman for Vanderbilt is Johnston. Shortstop is Vastine. Second baseman is Rigdon. First baseman is Nelson. Catcher is Barzy. Left field Holcomb. Center field Austin. Right field is Humphrey. No balls, 2 strikes. And from the stretch for Thompson, he fires. That goes up and away. Fastball does not chase it, 93. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff walk to Warren. The double by Foltz. And Wright State 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got the fastball past him at 93, 1 down.
Exactly what you're looking for if you're J.D. Thompson. You just need to record an out, put one on the board, and then go from there. Use that fastball as we've seen throughout these first couple hitters. That one right down the middle, and he threw it past Gregory.
That brings us to the 4th spot for Wright State, J.P. Peltier, left fielder. A sophomore from Ohio, batting .315, 20 home runs, and 69 RBIs. First pitch. Fastball goes outside. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup for J.D. Thompson. Of course, the fastball is the out pitch. And as always, for number 22, the better that he can control the secondary stuff in the zone, the better his performance. That pitch is swung on. That one is lifted towards right field. Here's Jacob Humphrey. Drifts over, makes the catch. On the play, Patrick Foltz goes to third base. The throw is dropped by Brody Johnston. Good play by Jacob Humphrey. Nearly tracks it down and fires out Foltz at third base. He was going to be safe, but then Brody Johnston dropped the baseball as well. So 2 down, runner at third.
That was an unbelievable throw by Humphrey in right field. You have nothing to lose. You don't have to worry about really hitting the cutoff, man. So he just gunned it to try to see if they could get Foltz going second to third. It was a lot closer than you might have thought on a deep fly ball to right.
Up next is Boston Smith, the catcher. A 5'10" senior from Ohio, batting .335. Left on left has 23 home runs and 66 RBIs. First pitch, breaking ball. First strike inside corner, that's the curveball. Our score, Raiders 1, Vanderbilt nothing, top of the first inning. Here from Hawkins Field, so glad you could join us across the Vanderbilt Sports Network from their field. 102.5 the game here in Nashville. That pitch, it's foul tips. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball 94. One good pitch for J.D. Thompson to get through the top of the first inning. A slice of redemption for J.D. Of course, did struggle versus Coastal Carolina at Doug Kingsmore Stadium in Clemson last year.
I'm trying to block out that experience, you know? Those are 2 tough days.
That was quite the 48 hours.
It's a long bus trip.
The 0-2. Up and in. Does not chase. Fastball 94. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Smith. Whereas Vanderbilt has not made it to a super since 2021. I don't think any of the previous 3 teams have come to the tournament playing like this, though. The 1-2. That's swung on. This one is popped up. Shadowed left field. Johnston goes back. Looks like he'll call everybody off, and the freshman makes the catch, and J.D. Thompson does just that. A little bit like Georgia. Gives up that first run and then settles in very, very quickly. Raiders 1, Vanderbilt nothing. We go bottom 1. Back in just a couple of seconds after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from their field.
The Donut Den is proud to serve fresh baked items in and around Nashville. Start your day with sunshine by visiting their location on Hillsborough Pike and enjoy some of their delicious items like donuts, pastries, muffins, croissant donuts, fritters, fresh brewed coffee, and more. All items are baked fresh daily on site. To start your day off with sunshine, make sure to visit the Donut Den at 3900 Hillsborough Pike or call 385-1021. That's 385-1021. The Donut Den, proud to serve Nashville.
Some things about baseball are difficult. Why does a knuckleball do all those crazy things? That can be complicated. Well, here's something that's easy. Fans of the Vandy Boys love chowing down on Tex-Mex out on the deck at San Antonio Taco Company. Tasty food, the freshest ingredients, fast service, and of course, that world-famous chili con queso. It's all pretty simple, really. Coach Corbin and the Vandy Boys are loved, and so is the Tex-Mex at San Antonio Taco Company. Easy to find on 21st Avenue South and online at thesatco.com. Before and after the game, you gotta go to Satco.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Jason DeLay, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
Athletic checking in from the Network Studios. A couple of final scores from NCAA tournament action. ECU goes to Myrtle Beach and Conway and digs up some treasure. An 11-6 win over Florida, and the Gators are now in a win-or-go-home situation tomorrow. Game 1 here at Hawkins Field was Louisville 8, ETSU 3, so the Cardinals advance to the late game tomorrow. The winner of this one will take on Louisville tomorrow night. Plus, in the Hattiesburg Regional, they are still going in Game 1. It's Miami and Alabama. It's Canes 5 and Bama 3. Bottom of the 8th inning, guys.
Hey, Gus, thank you so much. A very quick injury report presented by Vanderbilt Sports Medicine. Good news for Vanderbilt so far, all healthy going into the NCAA tournament here today versus the Wright State Raiders. Andrew Allegretti here in the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Our score, Wright State 1-0 as we go bottom of the first inning. Rigdon, Austin, and Nelson due up for Vanderbilt. Well, the starting pitcher for Wright State, a right-handed pitcher, Cam Smith, a sophomore from Akron. A first-team All-Horizon League selection this year, all-freshman team from a season ago. Has a 7-3 record and a 5.43 ERA. Has 64 strikeouts, 33 walks. Makes his 13th start of the season. Right versus left to start things off versus the switch hitter Preston Rigdon, the freshman out of Metter, Georgia, batting .258, 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. Right, there is a buzz here at Hawkins Field for the first pitch of Vanderbilt's at-bat. First pitch, it's a fastball, bottom part of the zone at 93. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. It's the 4-pitch mix from Cam Smith. No balls, 1 strike, he throws. Breaking ball is swung on, fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes, and Rigdon. Defense for Wright State. You've got Foltz at third base. Arnold's the shortstop. Warren's the second baseman. Cook is at first base. The 0-2. Misses up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, for Preston, Rigdon mentioned the fact that it's a .258 batting average, but leads the team in walks with 39 of them. Just tremendous poise as a freshman, a switch hitter out of Metter, Georgia. 1 ball, 2 strikes, he throws. Swing and a miss, it's dropped by the catcher Smith. He steps up, he throws to first base, gets the strikeout on the breaking ball, bottom part of the zone. 1 down, base is empty.
Well, Cam Allen, as you described, Andrew, good power stuff. You see the fastball climb up low to mid-90s, but really cutter, slider, curve, he can mix it up and able to get Rigdon out on a pitch down.
Up next for Vanderbilt is R.J. Austin, center fielder, the junior from Atlanta. Batting .271, 2 home runs, 42 RBIs. First pitch. Breaking ball, misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Vanderbilt was ready for the power stuff and ready for the fastball to tick up to 94-95 just because of the adrenaline for Smith. So far, 93. The 1-0. Breaking ball is swung on. It's missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, this is the Southeastern Conference. 94 feels pretty normal at this point.
Yeah, pretty much everybody can throw 94. That's right. Cam Allen, first team all-conference in the Horizon League. Dozen starts.
Here's the 1-1. Fastball skips low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Big deep breath for Smith. The 2-1. Breaking ball is swung on, bounced foul, third base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Vanderbilt rides this 8-game winning streak. How good has Austin been? How about .364? He's 12 for 33. Has 4 doubles and 11 RBIs. Of course, at times it's been an up and down season for RJ. But when Vanderbilt needed its superstar center fielder down the stretch, boy, he's come up big. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He throws. Swing and a miss. Got the fastball past him, up and in at 93. So 2 up, 2 down here for Vanderbilt in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Nelson.
Well, he got Rigdon to chase a breaking pitch in the dirt. He gets Austin on a heater upstairs, up and in. RJ couldn't lay off it. And 2 strikeouts for Cam Allen, who's been terrific so far. And you wonder, Andrew, for these Vanderbilt guys, I mean, you got to think there's some nerves and anxiety coming in here. You're the top overall seed. You're geared up to play Friday night, all those things in this tournament opener. Just try to settle in a little bit.
I think the first base hit for Vanderbilt will go a long way. Shift is on versus Nelson. First pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. No balls, one strike. Bottom of the first inning, but after back-to-back strikeouts, Cam Smith starts to strut a little bit. 1-0 Wright State. With 2 down, base is empty. That one is swung on. This one is driven toward the gap here for Nelson. This one is back at the fence, and it is. Did he get it? Oh, he got it. The center fielder, Daniel, gets there. Good play by the center fielder. Nelson nearly drove it out of here. As the center fielder gets there at the warning track, good play by Daniel. Vanderbilt goes 1-2-3 as we go top of the second inning. Back in just a couple of seconds to Hawkins Field. This is game 1 for Vanderbilt at the Nashville Regional. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
What happens when the thrill of Powerball meets the thrill of NASCAR? You get a chance to win an exciting trip for 2 to the NASCAR Championship race in Phoenix, Arizona. Plus, the chance to win $1 million in a special drawing. Enter the NASCAR Powerball Playoff Second Chance Drawing at TNVIPRewards.com between May 10th and June 30th for your chance to win. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly. NASCAR is used with express permission. NASCAR LLC is not a sponsor of this promotion.
Hey, Commodore fans, the Holiday Inn West End Vanderbilt is your headquarters for week-long entertainment. Stop by the Commodore Grill and enjoy live music from some of Nashville's best songwriters from 6 to 10 p.m., 7 nights a week. Grab a cup of Bongo Java from our coffee bar Brew to start your morning. Brew is in the main lobby. The Holiday Inn West End Vanderbilt, just walking distance from the stadium. The game starts here.
Download the Anchor podcast now. The most access to your favorite team. You're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Well, Vandy fans, don't forget that the Tennessee Lottery is proud to have raised more than $7.5 billion to support education programs in Tennessee. To learn more, visit tnlottery.org. Andrew Allegretti here in the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Gus Whittekamp back inside our network studios as we go top of the second inning. Vanderbilt trails 1-0 versus Wright State. Luke Arnold to lead things off, the shortstop. Cam Gilkerson, right fielder, and Conlon Daniel, the center fielder. First pitch. That's swung on, foul tips. No balls, one strike. Well, for Luke Arnold, the shortstop redshirt senior out of Lebanon, Ohio, batting 6th. Has a .263 batting average, 6 home runs, 43 RBIs. Left versus right. White uniforms for Vanderbilt, black uniforms for the Raiders. That pitch is up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Head coach for Wright State is Alex Sogard. In his 7th season, he's a 5-time Horizon League Coach of the Year. He's won 6 regular season titles, with the only one that he didn't win in 2020. That pitch goes low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Of course, there wasn't a regular season. So, Wright State has dominated this league, which has 6 teams in it, which is a little bit odd. But regardless, they have dominated this 6-team league the past handful of seasons. The 2-1. That's swung on. Foul tipped right back. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Luke Arnold.
If you've been there 7 years and you won Coach of the Year in the conference 5 times, that's pretty good. It's a baseball family, too. His brother Eric played in the big leagues for a long time, and his cousin Nick plays for the Red Sox.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elevates the fastball. Strikes out Luke Arnold. And J.D. Thompson gets his 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 down.
Looked good. Just threw that fastball past him, and you wonder if, okay, JD's, after a little bit of a shaky start, the walk and the double in the first inning, is settle in here and start to really go to work like we'll see J.D. Thompson do more often than not.
Well, let's see what he can do versus Cam Gilkerson, right fielder, the redshirt freshman from Ohio. First pitch, left on left, elevates the fastball, misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, so far, Danny Crick's the home plate umpire. For what it's worth, we'll follow this. Does not want to give the elevated fastball. We'll see how both pitchers handled that. The 1-0. Up and in. That certainly misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball at 93.
Almost got Gilkerson on the arm. Sorry,
I know.
Andrew. Yeah.
Boy, almost off the chin as well. The 2-0. Fastball for a strike, bottom part of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. This is the 10th game this season for Wright State versus a Power 5 team. They are 0 for 9 in their previous versus Auburn, Ole Miss, and NC State swept by all of them. A couple of close games, though. 2 balls, 1 strike. That swung on, fell off. Count goes to 2-2. Of course, back in 2021 in the regionals, it took a walk-off home run for Tennessee by Drew Gilberts to take down Wright State in the first game of that regional again back in 2021. So these guys have been close, and they're very talented. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. There's the fastball. 94. Strikeout number 3 for J.D. Thompson. He goes to the heater and gets him.
Yeah, that fastball up, and Gilkerson just late trying to get to it. Back-to-back Ks here for Thompson. Sporting a new goatee as well. I just noticed that a moment ago. Guest made the comment that he looked a little bit like Rick Sutcliffe. I can see it.
First pitch to Daniel. Up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. A goatee feels right for a kid from Rusk, Texas.
Yeah. Of course, you can't do that during the regular season in this program. And once the postseason gets here, start to see the facial hair take shape.
The 1-0. There's a fastball inside corner, gets the call. 1 ball, 1 strike on Daniel. A fantastic catch on a fly ball to center field off the bat of Nelson to finish off the bottom of the first inning. We'll see what he can do offensively here in the top of the second. 2 down. That one is swung on. This one is lifted to right field. Jacob Humphrey, he's back at the track. Look out, this one is gone. A solo shot for Daniel. This takes a fastball at 94 opposite way. It's his 6th home run of the season. Wright State 2, Vanderbilt nothing.
Little bit of a breeze. I thought off the bat Humphrey was going to have a play on the ball. He got to the warning track, just ran out of room. The very end of the bleachers in right field, over toward the foul pole. Daniel having himself a good inning here.
That brings us to Will Cook, the first baseman, the junior from Miamisburg, Ohio. Left versus left. This is the 9th spot for head coach Alex Sogard. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off. Fastball inside. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. So Vanderbilt trails 2-0. Top of the second inning. Well, it can't be the cardiac Commodores if you don't build yourself a little bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, you got to fall behind and come back.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The 0-2. Outside. Does not chase at the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. Base is empty. Raiders 2. Vanderbilt nothing. Top of the second. Game 1 of the Nashville Regional. This is the 10th Nashville Regional. Vanderbilt has won 6 of the previous 9. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That finishes off the top of the second inning. So J.D. Thompson gets his 4th strikeout. In fact, strikes out the side as Daniel goes deep to right field to pick up the 1 hit of this top of the second for the Raiders. It's a solo shot, 2-0. Wright State. Bottom of the second inning. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
The home plate stop is no ordinary celebration. It's an exclamation point, punctuating team records, key wins, and epic moments marked by Vanderbilt legends. It sends visitors to the exits and proud Commodores into a frenzy. Ford knows that strong traditions start with leadership, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, proud sponsor of the Commodores, at your Tennessee Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2024 total sales.
This game is brought to you by Jackalope Brewing Company, the official craft brewery of Vanderbilt Athletics. Proudly available at all Commodore basketball games, where our thirst for victory is only matched by our thirst for local beer. Feel like hitting the town? Come visit us for a pint at our brewery and tap room located in Nashville's Wedgwood, Houston neighborhood. Jackalope Brewing Company, encouraging you to anchor down and drink legendary and responsibly.
What's up? This is Tony Kemp, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball from Learfield. Now back to Andrew Allegretta.
Welcome back as we go bottom of the second inning. Our score, Vanderbilt trails 2-0. Andrew Allegretta in the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Doors fans, let the providers of Vanderbilt Sports Medicine get you back to doing what you love. Whether you're sidelined with an athletic injury or dealing with bone and joint pain, the specialist at Vanderbilt Sports Medicine will look after you with elite care and expertise. Visit VanderbiltOrthopedics.com to learn more. Brody Johnston to lead us off. Braden Holcomb, Colin Barzi to follow. 4-5-6 for Vanderbilt versus Cam Smith. Wind blows out to right field. Of course, Brody Johnston with his 13 home runs. And the SEC Tournament MVP, the second consecutive time a freshman has won it for Vanderbilt. First pitch, misses high. That's the slider. 1 ball, no strikes. Right versus right for Smith, he throws. Breaking ball, it's a strike, bottom part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Brody Johnston takes a second. Did not love the call from Danny Cricks and steps out of the batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike, Vanderbilt trails by 2. The 1-1. That's swung on. This one is flared right field side out of play. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Brody.
You were talking about Brody winning the SEC Tournament MVP, well-deserved with 4 hits, including that home run against Ole Miss. And Tim Corbin was saying after the selections were made on Monday, yeah, it was really exciting that Brody won, but you could have picked a lot of different guys on this team, and it was more about the team and the effort and putting together those good performances and getting the victories.
I thought J.D. Thompson had a legitimate claim. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. There's a strikeout for Brody Johnston, 1 down.
Almost an emergency swing by Johnston on that pitch. It was a breaking ball. Trying to get to it, enter part of the plate.
Base is empty for Vanderbilt. Bottom of the second inning. Here's Holcomb. No hits so far for Vanderbilt versus Cam Smith. And you can tell the confidence starts to bubble for the sophomore from Akron. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Well, for Holcomb, batting .290, has 9 home runs, 34 RBIs, and during Vanderbilt's 8-game winning streak is 10 for 27, 2 home runs, notable ones, and 7 RBIs. The 0-1, up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch by Smith. That's swung on. This is bounced toward the left side. Played by Arnold, the shortstop. He goes 6-3. There's 2 down. Base is empty. Bottom of the second inning.
Cam Allen cruising so far. 3 strikeouts, a line out on a great play, and then a bounce out. It's interesting to watch him. He's almost like the opposite in terms of pace of Connor Fennell, who's ready to throw after he gets the ball back. Allen takes a walk after pretty much every pitch and uses the full allotment on the pitch timer.
I feel like it's a confidence-building thing. Like he feels pretty good right now, and he kind of bounces on the mound. A little bit like how Sawyer does it. Here's Barzi. First pitch, misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Barzi's at the plate for Vanderbilt. They're 6'3" sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. The catcher for Vanderbilt, right versus right. Base is empty. 2-0 Wright State. Bottom of the second inning. The 1-0. It's the call off the corner of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boston Smith, the catcher, helped him on that one. That was definitely some good framing by the guy behind the plate.
On deck for Vanderbilt if we get there is Vastine. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Breaking ball. It's a strike inside corner. That's the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Smith. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball at 92 for Smith. Well, Vanderbilt needs to inject a little bit of adversity here for Cam Smith. Even if it's a walk, a base hit, something. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball is swung on. This one is drilled foul. Left field side out of play. Absolutely torched it off Memorial. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Barzy, 2 down. Out in front of the breaking ball.
Home run distance out in front of that pitch from Allen. Goodness.
Well, a big deep breath for Barzy, steps back in. Right versus right. Base is empty. Vanderbilt trails by 2. The 2-2. Breaking ball is swung on. This one is popped up down the right field line. Here comes Gilkerson. The right fielder gets there, makes the catch. And Vanderbilt goes 1-2-3, bottom of the second inning as we go top of the third. Vanderbilt trails 2-0. Back after this to Hawkins Field on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from their field.
At First Bank, we've always been Vandy fans, and now as the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics, we're also teammates helping cheer on the Vandy boys together. This year, we're proud to add Commodore Pride to your wallet with our official Vanderbilt debit cards. Anchor down when you pay with the new Vanderbilt debit cards from First Bank. When 2 historic Tennessee teams join together, you get even more ways to bank on the doors. Bank local, get more. First Bank, member FDIC.
Martin & Zerfoss believes that insurance is the foundation upon which businesses and families build their futures. For over 40 years, Martin & Zerfoss has worked with companies and individuals to build comprehensive coverage packages. Home, auto, life, health, disability, long-term care, all types of commercial, builder's risk, workers' comp, you name it. Whatever type of insurance you need, call Martin & Zerfoss. Online at martinzerfoss.com.
What's up? This is Kirk Casale, part of the 2011 College World Series team, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball from Learfield. Now back to Andrew Allegretta.
Well, the two-up order for Wright State as we go top of the third. Vanderbilt trails 2-0. Hunter Boren, the second baseman. Patrick Foltz, the third baseman. Gus Gregory, the DH. 1-2-3 for Wright State, the 4 seed at 38-19, 25-5 in their conference. They've led their conference in home runs with 90 of them. They led their conference in batting average at 307. They led their conference in ERA at 627. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
But they have dominated their conference, and they have been in these spots before. So this field, this atmosphere, this moment likely does not faze them. And certainly their head coach, Alex Sogard, who's been here before. He's 0-6 in regionals, but they have been here a bunch. Well, J.D. Thompson continues for Vanderbilt top of the third inning. White uniforms with black pinstripes. A jam-packed Hawkins Field. Left versus right, the pitch. Breaking ball, drops in for a strike. That's the curveball. No balls, 1 strike. Walked and scored back in the first inning for Warren, the freshman from Illinois. A 4th strikeout so far for Thompson. That pitch is swung on. It's hit the left field. It's a base hit here for Warren. Picked up by Holcomb. He'll step, he throws. And Vastine cuts it on. Leadoff single for Warren.
Well, the freshman of the year in the Horizon League looking good so far. Drew a leadoff walk and scored in the first on a double, and now a base hit to start off the third. It's what you want your leadoff man to do, get on base and set the table.
Here's Patrick Foltz, 1 for 1, a double, an RBI. Back in the first inning, Vanderbilt trails 2-0. Thompson from the stretch, he throws. Swing and a miss, no balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. That's fouled on. Fastball 93. No balls, 2 strikes. Lawrence down at first base, held on by Nelson. You've got Brody Johnston, the third baseman. Vastein's the shortstop. Brigden's at second base. Nelson's at first base. The catcher's Barzy. Infield, outfield, straight up. The 0-2. Out of Bates misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes, does not chase. Winner takes on Louisville. Loser takes on ETSU. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 5 for Thompson. 1 down.
Went to the slow breaking pitch, down and in. Got Foltz to chase. Well, that one just fell off the table. Really nice pitch from J.D. Thompson. Caught a whole lot of the plate. By the time he got there, it was below the knees.
That brings us to Gus Gregory. 0 for 1 so far. A strikeout back in the first. A sophomore from Strongsville, Ohio. Batting .364 home runs, 45 RBIs. Pickoff move back to first. Wright State does like to take off. They do like to steal. 125 stolen bases. Was good for second in the Horizon League. 8 for 12 for Warren, this season down at first base. Left on left, it's a pickoff move back to first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevates the fastball, 93. Wind does blow a little bit towards right field. Just a gorgeous early evening here from Nashville. So glad you could join us across the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield. Vanderbilt does trail 2-0, top of the third. Here's the pitch. Up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I kind of look at it a little bit like the first game we saw in this field today. ETSU threw the first punch when they hit a 2-run homer and took the lead over Louisville, but Cardinals responded. They settle in, score some runs, got the win 8-3.
Here's a pickoff move back to first base. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gregory. Perhaps not surprising for Vanderbilt. You're the number 1 overall seed for the first time since 2007. That's big weight on your shoulder as you try to settle in front of this crowd, which is just fantastic. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Here's the pitch. Up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike, left on left.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. It is a beautiful night, as you described. Had a little bit of rain earlier in the day, but the rest of the weekend's supposed to be just right. We'll have some later night starts, hopefully.
I sure do hope so.
I hope so, too.
If not, it's a little bit of a problem.
Yes, it is.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball 94. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Winner's bracket goes at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Loser's bracket goes at 2 p.m.
8 p.m. Central Time?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. The 2-2 does not chase. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, just the top of the third inning. We've got forever to go. And baseball is such a brutal sport. Cam Smith comes out throwing darts. Vanderbilt no hits so far. Bit of a tight strike zone to the first batter, and then Thompson gives up a double. It's 1-0 very quickly. That pitch, called third, strike outside corner, got him! What a fastball. Absolutely paints the outside corner at 94 and gets his 6th strikeout of the ball game. Thompson throwing darts.
Really used the fastball on that at bat with Gregory at the plate. Got the swing and miss. Hit that outer edge. Nicely done.
Here's J.P. Peltier, left fielder, the sophomore from Ohio, left versus right. First pitch. Breaking ball, drops in. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. So Foltz the double back in the first that scored Bourne. The solo shot by Conlon Daniel. Back in the second inning. That's the 2-0 score for Wright State. And a pickoff move back to first base. Bourne safe. No sign just yet that Warren wants to take off to second base, but would not be surprised. Again, these guys do steal. And Coach Corbin, Colin Barzy, very much ready for it. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner down at first base with 2 down. And the pitch by the lefty Thompson is a pickoff move. Warren safe. Peltier digs back in. Thompson grabs the baseball. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It's picked up by Barzy. Throws to first base. Brought in by Nelson. It's strikeout number 7 for J.D. Thompson as we finish off the top of the 3rd inning. Wonderful breaking ball for the junior from Rusk, Texas. It stays Wright State 2, Vanderbilt nothing. We go bottom 3rd from Hawkins Field. Game 1 for Vanderbilt of the Nashville Regional. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Vanderbilt Business offers degree and certificate programs designed to help you gain the knowledge, connections, and confidence to achieve your unique goals. We're committed to creating opportunities for you to discover, grow, and thrive at every stage of your career. Whether you're just starting out or working your way to the C-suite, let our dedicated staff and faculty help you take the next step in your professional journey. Visit vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down today. That's vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down.
Some people like A and others like B. At BMW, we prefer X, like the dynamic X3 designed for ultimate exploration, the X5 with effortless precision and performance, or the X7 where comfort meets a commanding presence. All proudly assembled in BMW's largest plant worldwide in Spartanburg, South Carolina. For those who demand more from every mile, BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Dansby Swanson, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
Dansby, that's what I can't take you from the network studios. Couple of final scores involving SEC teams just gone final in the Hattiesburg Regional. Miami holds on to beat Alabama 5-3. The Tide bring the winning run to the plate, but a deep fly out to center ends the game. The Canes win, and Bama will play to continue their season tomorrow. Also, final game 1 of the Clemson Regional. A walk-off sac fly pushes West Virginia over Kentucky. It finishes Mountaineers 4, Wildcats 3. Cats will play to continue their season tomorrow, guys.
Hey, Gus, thank you so much about that score for the Tide is Quick through. Their best pitcher, the one pitcher that beat Vanderbilt here at Hawkins Field, Riley Quick. He froze. The Tide don't get the win. So, interesting for Alabama.
Yeah, that's tough for them. That guy is really good. He has some of the best stuff of anybody we saw come through here.
Here's Faststein to lead things off for Vanderbilt. First pitch, breaking ball. That one is swung on. This one is served toward left field. This one is back, and it is caught. A sliding play again by Daniel. That's interesting. That's the second consecutive play that perhaps Daniel did not need the flair for the dramatic, but he did it anyway. And they're leading 2-0, so why not? Boy, thought that one had a chance to get to the gap, and it just did not carry.
Yeah, I don't think Daniel really had to slide on that one. The first one was a really nice play, but that one maybe not. Made it look good, though. Nice catch.
Here's Humphrey. No hits for Vanderbilt. 0 for 7 so far. First pitch, fastball, first strike. No balls, 1 strike. That velocity is down a little bit for Smith here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see if Vanderbilt can take advantage. The 0-1. That's swung on. This one is popped up right field side. Here comes Gilkerson toward the line. This one is drifting close to the line, but it is. Did he make the play? Wright State fans say he did, and so does Don Golder. 2 down.
Gilkerson went over to the wall, that brick wall with some padding on it right there by the bullpen, and reached over and made the catch.
He did make that play, unlike R.J. Schreck from a couple of seasons ago, if you remember that play. Here's Mike Mancini. Again, Vanderbilt needs to inject. It's just the third, right? It's just the third. There's forever to go. It's 2-0. But Vanderbilt needs to inject some doubt to Cam Smith, because right now, he feels like he's Hercules versus the number 1 overall seed. First pitch, Mancini. Fastball, first strike, bottom part of the zone. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Bases empty. Vanderbilt does not have a base runner yet. Bottom of the third. The 0-1. That swung on. This is a fly ball towards center field. Daniel is back. This one is drifting toward the track. It is playable. It is caught. That is the third ball on the warning track that Vanderbilt just can't push out of here. Mike Mancini flies out to Gilkerson, the right fielder. And Vanderbilt still looking for their first base runner here today. Our score 2-0. Wright State back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Where can you find the Music City's hottest spots under one roof? At the Omni Nashville Hotel. This stunning luxury hotel offers the perfect blend of urban elegance with a vintage touch in the heart of downtown. Discover a variety of culinary delights at the award-winning Bob's Steak and Chop House. Authentic Southern cuisine at Kitchen Notes. Nashville's coolest honky-tonk bar lines. And grab your favorite cup of joe at Bongo Java. Find your inner zen at one of downtown Nashville's only full-service salon and spas, the Mocara Spa. What are you waiting for? Your key to Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us soon.
Hey Vandy fans, life's like baseball. You never know when you'll take a bad bounce. But when you do, trust Ponce Law to step up to the plate. For over 30 years, they've been hitting it out of the park for injury victims. Every year, Ponce Law recovers millions of dollars for their clients. If you're hurt in an accident or on the job, Ponce Law is the team you want in your corner. Don't strike out. Call Ponce Law at 615-244-4321. Ponce Law, justice for all.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Jason DeLay, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
Hey, welcome back. Vanderbilt trails 2-0. J.D. Thompson continues for Vanderbilt. Andrew Allegretti here in the booth. Alongside Kevin Ingram, so glad you could join us across the Vanderbilt Sports Network. Out to up is Smith, the catcher, Arnold and Gilkerson, the shortstop at right fielder. So Boston Smith to lead things off here for Wright State, left versus left with Thompson, who's pitched pretty well. Has those 7 strikeouts for Vanderbilt. Has 3 hits, 2 runs. Right now, Vanderbilt struggling offensively versus a very good pitcher so far, Cam Allen. First pitch, top of the 4th inning. Breaking ball for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. That is crushed. Right field. And gone. Our score 3-0. Wright State takes the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. That's the 24th home run of the season for Boston Smith.
It has been a struggle so far for J.D. Thompson, and Boston Smith has done that a whole bunch of times. Among the national leaders in home runs. We talked about J.D. to try to settle in. Again, here in the 4th. Still only down 3 runs, but I'm going to try to keep it where it is at this point.
Way too much confidence in that first base dugout. Here's Luke Arnold. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Well, hanging breaking ball for Thompson, and Smith will do what a lot of good hitters will do with that pitch and just destroy it. So Wright State 3, Vanderbilt nothing. That pitch is swung on, it's missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Of course, Vanderbilt has taken 3 to the warning track here today, and Wright State has 2 out of here. The 0-2. Fouls it off. Right back. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases empty, top of the 4th inning. The 0-2. Called third strike inside corner. Nice pitch. Thompson gets his 8th strike out of the game. Breaking ball, the slider. Inside corner versus Arnold. 1 down.
Now batting the right fielder, number 23.
He has racked up the strikeouts. Pitch count a little over 50 here as we play in the 4th inning for J.D. Thompson. Luckily, the home runs have been with nobody on base. So,
yeah, 2 solo shots so far.
Silver lining to that part. That's exactly right.
That pitch, that's a jam shot toward third. Here's Brody Johnston, makes the catch, foul territory. And that takes care of Gilkerson. 2 down, base is empty, 3-0 Wright State.
But Andrew, I think you said the right word when you're looking at the Wright State dugout. You said confidence. You don't want to let that confidence kind of seep into the middle to late innings. If you're Vanderbilt, next time you're at the plate, you want to start to get some things started, get some runs on the board, just get going.
Here's the pitch to Daniel. Breaking ball, outside corner for a strike. I'd also suspect get to the bullpen for Wright State.
But you see it every year. I mean, these teams, these are all good teams. These are championship quality teams.
At 0-1, fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes.
And everybody has at least one good starting pitcher that they can put out there in a Game 1 situation. We've seen it against Vanderbilt in these situations in regionals in years past. I think about that game against San Diego a couple years ago.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's swung on, hit hard, and foul. Third base side. Vanderbilt dropped the first game in Corvallis. As the 2 seed, Carter Holton was fantastic, but the Toreros matched him stride for stride. Vanderbilt did battle back to go to Game 7, but not enough versus Oregon State. Of course, Vanderbilt did take the first game versus Eastern Illinois in 23, but could not pair that with a victory versus Oregon. The 0-2. Breaking ball is down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Clemson last year was all sorts of something. Of course, Coastal's very good. I think the second game versus High Point, that was that was a tough pill to swallow.
It was.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Base is empty. And the pitch. Misses low. Does not go for Daniel.
Didn't get to stop at Buc-ee's on the way back?
No. Not like the other day after the championship trophy.
Were you part of the Buc-ee's stop with the trophy the other day? That was great stuff.
I just missed him.
What a photo op.
The 2-2. Up and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Vassie and RJ with the Beaver and the trophy. I mean, that doesn't get much better than that outside the Buc-ee store. It really is.
The only thing that would be better is a grand slam in the bottom of the 4th inning for Vanderbilt.
Right. It still can happen.
3-2. Fouls it off. And Daniel stays alive. Vanderbilt does have 3 grand slams this year, so I'll just put that in the air.
All right.
The 3-2 on its way. Fouls it off. Nelson, Mancini, and Brody Johnston. So I'm fine if we get our 4th in the bottom of the 4th. That breaking ball is swung on. Bounce toward third. Here's Johnson. He steps. He throws. There's the stretch by Nelson. They got him 5-3. We go bottom 4. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. Still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Back in just a couple of seconds after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
No matter how you slice it, Nashville's favorite pizza is 5 Points Pizza. 5 Points Pizza is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in East and West Nashville with delicious weekday lunch and happy hour specials. Enjoy the lunch special combos of slices, salads, or garlic knots for as little as $11 on weekdays between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Can't enjoy hot pizza without a cold beer? Stop by between 2 and 6 p.m. on weekdays for any slice and any draft for just $8. To order, visit 5pointspizza.com.
At the Cupcake Collection, we believe there's always a reason to celebrate. From tailgates and study breaks to birthdays and beyond, there's cake for that. Ranked top 10 in the nation and the best cupcake in Tennessee, the Cupcake Collection is the home of the original sweet potato cupcake and just minutes from Vanderbilt University. Visit us in historic Germantown or at thecupcakecollection.com and use code ANCHORDOWN for 10% off your first order. Bringing you that nostalgic taste and feeling. Our cupcakes taste homemade because they are homemade.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Dansby Swanson, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
Well, Vandy fans, don't forget that the Stampede days are back at Bridgestone Arena. This August, watch as the Broadway boys go head-to-head against other professional bull riding teams. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Andrew Allegretti here in the booth. And we will deem this very quickly, considering the score. Bottom of the 4th inning. Rally Radio. Here's John Michael Morris. What's going on?
What's going on, Andrew? Yeah, I figured that the bottom of the 4th was the right time to come in because feels like Rally Radio is needed right now.
3 up, 3 down. 3 times so far for Cam Allen. He's been good.
He has.
Again, look, we'll talk about it. We talked about it with Kev. All of these teams come tournament time are good. You're not going to get a cupcake.
No. And then you add in the added pressure of the regional, and everyone just got to settle in a little bit.
First pitch for Rigdon goes up and away. And Vanderbilt nearly has 3 home runs. Nearly.
Yeah. Nearly's not going to get it done.
It's
but
not. I'm just saying.
We've gotten some good swings in the latter part of the lineup.
That pitch goes up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. There's some meat on the bone, I guess is the point.
For sure. You're encouraged by the at-bats that the guys are starting to take as they settle in. This is a guy they've obviously not seen before. He's got a pretty electric, explosive fastball, and he's been using the secondary, the slider, and the cutter an awful lot.
The 2-0. There's a breaking ball up and away. 3 balls, no strikes.
Rigdon was able to time him up his first at bat. I know it ended in a strikeout, but seeing the ball a lot better here. Hasn't chased so far in this at bat.
The 3-0. Elevates, misses, ball 4, and Vanderbilt gets its first base runner, bottom of the 4th inning.
That's a start we're looking for Rally Radio, Andrew.
Now Vanderbilt trails 3-0. This is game 1 of the Nashville Regional for Vanderbilt. Louisville took down ETSU. Winner takes on Louisville tomorrow at 8 p.m. Loser takes on ETSU at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Here's R.J. Austin. Right versus right with Allen. Pickoff move back to first. Rigdon safe.
Go figure, Andrew. Hawkins Field, the Nashville Regional, known for being a hitter's ballpark, and we've seen an awful lot of slugs so far today.
One of the shortest porches in all of America. Here's the pitch. Fastball, misses tall. 1 ball, no strikes. I will say that velocity down to 90 here for Allen. That started at 94. It's dropped down a little bit.
He probably had some adrenaline going there those first couple of innings for sure. This will be a real telltale sign here, how he navigates this 4th inning.
The 1-0. Breaking ball drops in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch number 35. It's not a ton of pitches so far. He did throw 94 pitches in his game in the Horizon League tournament versus Oakland. In 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, 94 pitches. Pickoff move back to first. He absolutely throws it. with some oomph to first base. Rigdon gets back safely.
Heads up over there. He threw a rocket to his first baseman.
The 1-1. That's spun. It's popped up. This is drifting first base side. This is foul territory, perhaps playable. It is caught by Cook. One down. Still no hits for Vanderbilt for Nelson. But that fastball's got to have significant ride because Vanderbilt continues to pop him up.
Yeah, that one was down to, initially it looked like 89. Did have some arm side run on it there. Got in on the hands there of RJ. Wasn't able to get that top hand through and get on top of that ball.
Right versus right for Nelson. The shift is on. At some point, does Rigdon take off? Pickoff move back to first base. Wright State certainly thinks so. 19 for 24 for Rustin.
Well, Rigdon's got to get the right jump if he's going to go. You certainly don't want to take the bat out of your leading hitter's hands in this situation, down 3 runs.
Here's the pitch. Nelson takes. It's blocked by the catcher, Smith. 1 ball, no strikes.
Nelly did put a good swing on a ball his first time up out to right center field. Good play there by the center fielder, Daniel. Tracked that ball down deep in the gap. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of baseball left, Andrew. There's no need to squeeze the bat any tighter right now. Certainly not the start you were hoping for, but this team is adept at coming back, as we have seen over the course of the season.
Fastball, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As Coach Corbin has said, when you face that resistance in the regular season, it's going to help you here because when you get to the regional, doesn't matter who you're playing. Like you said, Andrew, they're all good. You're going to face resistance.
Well, Vanderbilt certainly has it so far. Bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 4-0. Runner takes off. It's a fastball. There's the throw. Goodness, they got him. Oh, my. What a throw by Smith. And Rigdon is out number 2. Vanderbilt has to start again. 2 balls, 1 strike. I mean, there was no doubt from the moment that left the hand of Smith that Rigdon was going to be the second out. Oh, my.
Yeah, I didn't get a really good look at his jump, but it was a perfect pitch to throw on. He didn't have to contend with the batter, Nelson, because it was out over the plate, and he threw a rocket down there.
Fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Vanderbilt still does not have a hit.
Keep talking about it. Talk about it a little more, but that was kind of a pseudo pitch out almost, Andrew. I mean, I know it wasn't a pitch out, but the way the ball ran out to that outside corner, it was just a real easy transfer and throw there for the catcher. And like I said, he's got a hose.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now 7 home runs this season, 45 RBIs for Nelson, with 21 of them coming with 2 outs. Base is empty, 3 balls, 2 strikes, he throws. Outside, ball 4.
Caught stealing, looking pretty large right now. But Nelly's able to keep it moving. You got a runner on first again. Brody Johnston, of course, can get you right back in this ball game with 1 swing. Of course, we know the type of 2-out damage this team has done throughout the season, especially over the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Right versus right. Allen versus Johnston. Nelson's at first base. With 2 down. Swing and a miss. Pitches outside. 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike, should say.
That's 2 at-bats in a row for Brody that Allen has started him off with a first pitch cutter. First one Brody took for a ball. That one he might have expanded the zone just a hair.
The 0-1. That's swung on. There's a fly ball to right field. This is going to be playable. Gilkerson comes in. The second baseman for him goes back and makes the catch and shot up right field. Vanderbilt still does not have a hit. Look, there's a ton of baseball to go. I wish I couldn't say that sentence. That sentence bothers me. The rest of the game, we'll get there. Our score 3-0. Wright State. We go top of the 5th inning. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
At First Bank, we've always been Vandy fans, and as the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics, we're also teammates helping cheer on the Doors together. We're proud to add Commodore Pride to your wallet with our official Vanderbilt debit cards. Anchor down when you pay with Vanderbilt debit cards from First Bank. When 2 historic Tennessee teams join together, you get even more ways to bank on the Doors. Bank local, get more. First Bank, member FDIC.
Pay the Order of Hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
This is Vanderbilt Baseball on 102.5 The Game and 94.9 The Fan. Now back to the voice of the Vandy Boys, Andrew Allegretta.
Hey, don't forget to check out what's still available for premium seating at First Bank Stadium this fall. Limited spaces left in the Commodore Club section of the New South End, so go to VUCommodores.com to learn more. Andrew Allegretta here in the booth alongside J.M. Morris. Our score, Brett, your team, 3-0 Wright State as we go top 5. Thompson's pitched well. He does have 2 solo shots that he's given up. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits, 3 runs. First pitch to Cook. Fastball, swing and a miss, no balls, 1 strike. Pitch count is at 64 as we go top 5.
Yeah, the first pitch that was hit out against him by Daniel was not a bad pitch at all. It was just a fastball out over the plate.
Here's a strike. Fastball outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes.
It was up and maybe even out of the zone, but Daniel just launched it out to right field. I think that was a 40-degree launch angle, Andrew, and I think 98 off the bat. That doesn't always get out, but it carried out today.
The 0-2. Check swing. He goes through. It's a strikeout. Number 9 for J.D. Thompson. Strikes out Cook, the first baseman. 1 down. Base is empty.
Yeah, as you said, J.D. has been good today. It was a good piece of hitting by Daniel, and then the other 2 were unfortunately just hanging breaking balls from J.D., and he didn't get away with them on the double off the left center field wall and then the home run there in the 4th. But outside of that, really just 2 mistake pitches for J.D.
That brings us to Warren. First pitch, misses a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. And Thompson throws. Outside corner gets the call. That's the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield straight up. Outfield straight up. Austin a little bit towards right field. The 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 down. Base is empty. Top 5. Vanderbilt trails by 3. Of course, Wright State is sitting here feeling like they are due. They have made 3 tournaments in the past 4 seasons. They have challenged all of their opponents, but they do not have a victory yet in the regionals. Fastball, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, did they push Tennessee to the brink back in 21. Took a grand slam by Drew Gilbert to win that game for the Vols.
This is a really good baseball program, and they are loaded up and down the lineup this season.
The 2-2. Oh, misses, I guess low. Count goes to 3-2. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 10. It's the 7th time this season for J.D. Thompson with double-digit strikeouts and 6 of them here at the Hawk.
Well, after J.D. didn't get the call the previous pitch, he said, all right, I'm just going to rear back and throw my best right down the middle of the plate, and he threw it right by Warren there. It's a good fastball with ride action on it.
Here's Patrick Foltz, left versus left. A 6-foot junior from Springfield, Ohio. First pitch. Breaking ball is down. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. The 1-0. Ground ball, left side. Picked up by Fastine. Shuffles. Sidearm throw to Nelson. There's the stretch. They got him 6-3. Excellent frame for J.D. Thompson. We'll step aside. We go bottom of the 5th inning. Vanderbilt trails. Still no hits for Vanderbilt. Did I mention still no hits for Vanderbilt?
How many hits?
Still no hits for Vanderbilt. Still no hits for Vanderbilt as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. They'll look for their first hit versus Cam Allen. The starting pitcher, Cam Allen, has no hit Vanderbilt through 4. Did I do it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
The home plate stop is no ordinary celebration. It's an exclamation point, punctuating team records, key wins, and epic moments marked by Vanderbilt legends. It sends visitors to the exits and proud Commodores into a frenzy. Ford knows that strong traditions start with leadership, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, proud sponsor of the Commodores, at your Tennessee Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2024 total sales.
This game is brought to you by Jackalope Brewing Company, the official craft brewery of Vanderbilt Athletics. Proudly available at all Commodore basketball games, where our thirst for victory is only matched by our thirst for local beer. Feel like hitting the town? Come visit us for a pint at our brewery and tap room located in Nashville's Wedgwood, Houston neighborhood. Jackalope Brewing Company, encouraging you to anchor down and drink legendary and responsibly.
Hey, this is Dominic Keegan, part of the 2019 and 2021 College World Series teams, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network.
Well, the last time for Vanderbilt with a regional victory, Dom Keegan was on the roster. Not a single victory, but winning the regional back in 2021. Vanderbilt took down Georgia Tech, of course, right here at Hawkins Field. They need a comeback here in Game 1 versus Wright State. They trail 3-0 as we go bottom 5. Holcomb to lead things off, middle part of the order for Vanderbilt. Holcomb and then Barzy and then Fastine versus Cam Allen. Just 44 pitches in 4 innings. No hits, no runs. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Right versus right, the pitch. Fastball, inside corner, gets the call.
Yeah, Holcomb thought that ball ran off the plate. Not so sure about that one.
The 0-1. Breaking ball for a strike, top of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes on Holcomb. Well, for Holcomb, he's done a better job controlling these moments. Let's see what he can do now. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. Does not chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Been such a significant punch to this lineup for Vanderbilt. 8-game winning streak for Vanderbilt. By the way, Holcomb has an 8-game hitting streak. The 1-2. That swung on. There's a fly ball to left field. Vanderbilt just keeps getting under it. Here's the center fielder. It's Daniel. Makes the catch. 1 down.
Boy, the wind blew that ball from left center all the way over to the center fielder, Daniel. But you are right, Andrew. Holcomb was just underneath that ball. He got a pitch, 1 and 2, that he could handle just underneath it. And that's kind of been the story of the day so far. The guys have been just a hair off. You just got to stick with it. Keep swinging it.
Here's Barzy. I feel like we could go back to what Coach Corbin said. In Hoover, there's not a ballpark the rest of the way where hitting the ball back up the middle doesn't win.
Right.
Hoover, Hawkins, if you can make it, Omaha. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cutter. No balls, 1 strike.
And if Allen is going to continue to go to that cutter and that slider as much as he has, that has to be the approach for the Commodore hitters. You've got to stay up the middle of the field and the other way.
The 0-1. That's swung on and fouled off. Right field side. Fastball 92. Well, bottom 5, Vanderbilt trails 3-0. Lots of baseball to go. I'm a little bit surprised that it's taken until this point for Vanderbilt to start to get the engine going. The first couple of innings was not surprised. This is a difficult moment for very talented but young players. The 0-2 is on its way. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
When you don't get off to a fast start in this environment, then all of a sudden the pressure starts to mount real fast. And this team has done a really good job of not allowing the pressure to get to them over the last handful of weeks, and they've just played the game in chunks and continued to stay with it and have fun with baseball. That's the main thing. I think that's been the big thing that's allowed this team to be successful, and right now they just got to find a way to get back to having fun.
First pitch. Breaking ball is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. This would be a great guy in a critical moment. It's just game 1. The season's not on the line here today, but it's awfully difficult. Anyway, it would be a senior that would be a great person to jumpstart it. The 1-0. Up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Someone that has been here before. In Corvallis. Back at home. In Clemson. Now back at home again.
This is the moments like this that Jonathan Bastine came back for, as you and I have talked about. But again, you're a base runner and 1 swing away, and you've tattooed some baseballs today. You've come close. You're 1 swing away from being right back.
Up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Fastball 92. Bottom 5. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. The 3-0. Stays high, ball 4.
Yeah, that's an automatic take there for Jonathan Bastine, 3-0. You need base runners right now. You just want to pass the baton. Interesting, Allen goes with the cutter there, 3-0. It seems like that's the pitch that he is most confident in all counts.
We get our first visit for Wright State. Of course, Vanderbilt is coming off that SEC championship victory, 3-2 versus Ole Miss. Austin Nye was fantastic, 4 2/3, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Vanderbilt swept their way through Hooper. J.D. Thompson with 11 strikeouts versus Oklahoma. Vanderbilt became just the 3rd team with double-digit runs and nothing but singles in the SEC tournaments. When they did that versus Tennessee, 13 singles, 10 runs. One of them was them back in 1980 versus Auburn. Another was Florida. And just trying to recapture some of that play here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing by 3. Here's Humphrey. Bastine's down at first base. Right versus right. 0 for 1 so far for Humphrey. Vanderbilt senior from Standish, Maine. Allen versus Humphrey. Right versus right, the pitch. Up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, I've said this a couple of times. I just want to introduce some doubts to Allen. Because right now, he's not faced it.
No.
Not once so far has a runner gotten to second base. The 1-0. Breaking ball, it's a strike. Drops by Boston, but gets the call from Danny Cricks.
You don't always get that call when the catcher doesn't make the catch. I don't know if he was crossed up there, was looking for something else. That was an awkward-looking play, but I think that was in there for a strike.
The 1-1. Inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
There is a lot of room on the right side of the field for Jacob Humphrey, both on the infield and in the outfield. A lot of space in the right center field gap, a lot of space on the infield over there with the first baseman anchored.
The 2-1. Bounces it foul. Breaking ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes off of Vanderbilt's dugout. Got the breaking ball there.
Went off of our dugout and then right off of Corb's. I don't know if you saw that. Didn't even flinch.
Just like Nick Mingione, the toughest third base coach in the biz. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swing and struck him out. Oh my. We go top 6. Vanderbilt still with no hits. Wright State 3. Vanderbilt nothing. Back after this. I would say this. Vanderbilt, this is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. That top of the zone strike has not been there from Danny Cripps. If Vanderbilt can find a way to push the fastball down,
yeah, that's
all the better.
You're right. If you can push that fastball down, then all of a sudden you got a lot better shot at that off-speed stuff that he's trying to hit the outside corner with.
We go top 6. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Martin & Zerfoss believes that insurance is the foundation upon which businesses and families build their futures. For over 40 years, Martin & Zerfoss has worked with companies and individuals to build comprehensive coverage packages. Home, auto, life, health, disability, long-term care, all types of commercial, builder's risk, workers' comp, you name it. Whatever type of insurance you need, call Martin & Zerfoss. Online at martinzerfoss.com.
Hey Commodore fans, who doesn't enjoy a gourmet hot dog? Well, come on over to Daddy's Dogs, located in the nation's Printers Alley and also around the streets of Nashville. Serving up the biggest and best hot dogs this city has ever seen and putting their own creativity on America's favorite pastime.
Please visit our website at daddysdogs.com
or visit our social channels at Daddy's Dogs Nash. Daddy's Dogs. Golly, that's a tasty dog.
Download the Anchor podcast now. The most access to your favorite team. You're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Athletic Games with you from the network studios. Couple of final scores from regional action involving SEC teams in the Fayetteville Regional. Arkansas off to a good start. They win game 1 6-2 over North Dakota State, and Georgia back home in Athens and slugging it as they normally do. They beat Binghamton 20-4. Dogs with 20 runs on 15 hits in the game 1 win, guys.
Hey Gus, thank you so much. First pitch at the top of the 6th inning to Gus Gregory. Is a fastball. No balls, 1 strike, left versus left for Thompson. The 0-1. Fastball for a strike outside corner. What's the phrase? Tension convention? Like we're starting to get there for Vanderbilt.
It's getting a little uncomfortable right now. 6. This is a big inning for JD as well. A very dangerous part of the order to navigate. Got to hold him right here.
The 0-2. Breaking ball called. Third strike inside corner. Strikeout number 11. Wonderful curveball at 77. J.D. Thompson gets the strikeout to start off the top of the 6th inning.
That was an absolute knee bender there from J.D. Thompson. Started it right at the hitter's front shoulder, and that ball broke right over the plate with some sharp bite on it.
Here's J.P. Peltier. Left versus right the pitch. Fastball, fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike. Fastball at 92 for Thompson. Up to 78 pitches, 11 strikeouts. Again, this is the 7th time this season for J.D. Thompson, with 10-plus strikeouts. And 6 of them here at Hawkins Field. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. That's swung on, hit toward the left side. Picked up by Vastine. Shuffles, throws, a stretch. Nelson's got it 6-3. Also, here's a note. The next strikeout for J.D. Thompson gives him 123 on the season. That is tied, if he gets there, with Jeremy Sowers for 10th most in a single season in Vanderbilt history.
That's impressive. That's a former first-rounder and a big leaguer right there, Andrew. So good company to be with for J.D. Thompson. And he has had an outstanding season for this team. And really seems like we're down the stretch is when he really started to round into form.
Here's the pitch to Boston Smith. Fastball is swung on, hit hard towards center field. Austin is back at the track. He will get there. He makes the catch with his back up against the fence. First pitch hacking for Smith, and the catch is made by Austin. We go bottom of the 6th inning. Back in just a couple of seconds after this. Vanderbilt, boy, here we go. Bottom of the 6th, trails 3-0. No hits yet for Vandy. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Some people like A and others like B. At BMW, we prefer X, like the dynamic X3 designed for ultimate exploration, the X5 with effortless precision and performance, or the X7 where comfort meets a commanding presence. All proudly assembled in BMW's largest plant worldwide in Spartanburg, South Carolina. For those who demand more from every mile, BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grills Night Out.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Dansby Swanson, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
Welcome back as we go bottom of the 6th inning. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. This is game 1 of the Nashville Regional. Winner takes on Louisville tomorrow at 8 p.m. Loser takes on ETSU at 2 p.m. with their season on the line. This is a double elimination regional. As Brett Wiseman gets up on the video board. We could use some of that 2014 magic to drip back into this place.
Love that. Looked like Rhett was rocking all of his championship rings, too.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. Here's Mike Mancini to lead things off for Vanderbilt. First pitch. Breaking ball, up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. It's always great to see the former player support. Wiseman's here. Calvin Hewitt is here. Scotty Madison is here, who tied Pedro Alvarez all time. 49 home runs. I guess Pedro tied Scotty. Most in Vanderbilt history single season. That pitch inside. 2 balls, no strikes from Allen.
This was a hot ticket here this weekend, Andrew. I cannot tell you how many times I got hit up. I'm like, you know what? My parents had to buy tickets, so I can't help you.
The 2-0. Up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Join the club. I suspect you got hit up more than I did, but I got hit up enough where I had to say no eventually. Or like, I can't get you the tickets. I'd like to help, but I just can't get you the tickets.
That's what it is.
The 3-0. It's a fastball for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Only time so far today that Vanderbilt put the leadoff hitter down at first base was back in the 4th inning. It's 5 strikeouts, 3 walks for Cam Allen. The 3-1. Inside corner gets the call. Fastball 3-2.
He's certainly been pitching behind in the count more frequently here the last couple of innings. Unfortunately, we have not been able to capitalize yet.
Let's see. Time has been called by Criggs.
I think Mancini wanted to use his timeout here, which is a good idea. This is like freezing the kicker in football. 3-2 pitch here. Make Allen think about it a little bit more. We saw Mancini do this when we were at Tennessee, also against Snead. 2 pitches later, he took him backside off a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
I do think Allen gets his steps in behind the mound.
I would agree.
Like, I think he gets to 1,000 in every pitching performance, just how often he steps off and does a lap. Here we go, the 3-2 on its way. Fouls it off. Emergency hack from Mancini, fights it off. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
These hitters have got that cutter as well as the slider in the back of the mind, because he has certainly thrown it in all accounts today, and that time he goes with the fastball. So a good job by Mike of, as you said, taking that emergency hack and staying alive.
Base is empty, the 3-2. Struck him out. Strikeout number 6.
Allen went back to the fastball. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. I was going to say Allen went back to the fastball there, and again, kind of climbed the ladder with it. I mean, that was borderline. I'm not sure if that's a pitch you can take anyway, but again, as you said, you've got to push that pitch down in the zone because it is a high ride pitch, and you're going to have a hard time getting on top of it.
First pitch to Rigdon. Breaking ball is up and in. So Allen battles back, trails 3-0. And the count versus Mancini, battles back, gets the strikeout. Vanderbilt no hits so far here in the bottom of the 6th inning, which is a stunning sentence to say. The 1-0. Oh, gets the call. Outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike to Rigdon. Bases empty, 1 down, excuse me. Bottom of the 6th inning. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. Game 1 of the regional. The 2-1. Up and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Not a great sign when ESPN starts to talk about the curse of the number 1 seed, huh? The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 3-2. One down, base is empty. The 3-2 pitch on its way. Called third strike.
Right now, I think these hitters are just caught in between right now. That was another fastball from Allen. Back-to-back fastballs, in fact, to come back from 3-1. And Rooster couldn't do anything but look at it. And again, he was so heavy with the slider and that cutter early on. It seems like the fastball is starting to be the pitch he's relying on here later in the ball game.
Here's Austin. Hit by pitch between the 4 and the 2 on a breaking ball that just never broke. Brings us to Nelson.
Well, he's certainly falling into a pattern right now, Andrew, the last couple of innings. He's pitching backwards, and again, that means he's breaking balls early in the count to get ahead, and then he's going to that fastball. Although he hasn't been getting ahead, that's the thing. He's been falling behind in the count with those off-speed pitches early on, and then he's gotten back into the count with the fastball, so maybe he's pitching behind by necessity.
Right versus left. Here's Nelson. First pitch. Fastball, outside corner for a strike. You know it's mission critical when the whistler starts to fire it up with the runner down at first base and nobody in scoring position.
Get those rally caps going. Whatever works. Got to break up this no-hitter. Andrew, did you know there's a no-hitter going on?
Wait, there's a no-hitter? There's a no-hitter.
And you feel like if you can just get one, that maybe you can breathe a sigh of relief and just get into your game again.
The 0-1. There's a bouncing ball first base side, played by Cook, goes 3 unassisted, and Vanderbilt still does not have a hit. We go top 7. Back in just a couple of seconds. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from their field.
Their jersey doesn't have a number. They don't hear the roar of the crowd after a goal or feel the anticipation as a ball sails through the net. And while they don't run bases, they do run routes every day. And the saves they make don't determine a game on the line, but a life on the line. For all the teams Vanderbilt Health supports, this is the most important one, their own. Be a part of the team that takes care of your team.
No matter how you slice it, Nashville's favorite pizza is 5 Points Pizza. 5 Points Pizza is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in East and West Nashville with delicious weekday lunch and happy hour specials. Enjoy the lunch special combos of slices, salads, or garlic knots for as little as $11 on weekdays between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Can't enjoy hot pizza without a cold beer? Stop by between 2 and 6 p.m. on weekdays for any slice and any draft for just $8. To order, visit 5pointspizza.com.
What's up, Commodore Nation? This is 2014 National Champion Ro Corbin, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball.
She's gonna get down to California. She's gonna miss these country roads. Probably halfway through Arizona.
Well, Vandy fans, hope you can check out what's available for premium seating at First Bank Stadium this fall. Limited space is left in the Commodore Club section of the new South End Zone. Go to viewcommodores.com to learn more. Big thanks to John Michael Morris, as always, for stopping by. Kevin Ingram rejoins the broadcast as we go top of the 7th inning. Mission critical for Vanderbilt in the biggest of ways. They trail 3-0 in Game 1 of the Nashville Regional. At Wright State, it's absolutely goodness locked in. They've got big confidence. Vanderbilt has been no hit so far by Cam Allen. Here's the first pitch by Thompson to start off the top of the 7th inning. It's a fastball, should say on-speed pitch for a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Luke Arnold. 0-for-2 so far today, 2 strikeouts. Thompson's got 11 Ks. The 0-1. There's a fly ball right side of the infield. Nelson drifting over. He's toward the photo well. He will reach. He makes the catch. Good play by Nelson. 1 down.
That's knowing your home ballpark right there. Riley got over to the rail, and he just waited for the ball to come down. It was in the air a long time, and so little foul territory in this ballpark. Get over there and get yourself stationed and pay the play.
Big first out for Thompson. Here's Cam Gilkerson, right fielder, 0-for-2. 1 strikeout so far, left versus left. Fastball misses high. 1 run, top of the 1st inning for Wright State, a double by Patrick Falls. A solo shot in the top of the 2nd inning. That came from Conlon Daniel, the 1-0. Breaking ball is off the plate, 2 balls, no strikes. And then Boston Smith, the catcher, a titanic shot in the top of the 4th inning. That's been all offensively. Vanderbilt, again, no hits so far. They do have a handful of base runners, but nobody to second base so far. The 1-0. Breaking ball for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's the thing. JD's really pitched a good game, with the exception of the home run balls in the 1st inning. Sat down 10 in a row at this point. Got into a nice rhythm.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball 93. He does hold that velocity here at pitch 86. The 2-2. There's a pop-up. Left field side, drifting foul. Out of play back toward First Bank Stadium. Count stays 2-2 on Gilkerson. White uniforms here for Vanderbilt with black pinstripes. All black uniforms for Wright State, trimmed in green. The Horizon League tournaments and regular season champions. Of course, Vanderbilt, the SEC tournament champions. The 2-2. There's a bouncing ball toward the right side. Here's Rigdon, shot of right field, gathers, he throws, got him. It's a 4-3 putouts. 2 outs.
That's good defensive positioning. That's pitching to those spots, too. They got Gilkerson to roll over that ball, and you don't see it usually take that many hops before it gets to the second baseman in short right field, and nicely done by Rigdon.
That brings us to the 8th spot for the Raiders. It's Conlon Daniel, the freshman out of Cincinnati, Ohio. 1-for-2. Here's the pitch. Does not get the call off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes from Danny Cricks. Our home plate umpire here today has worked games in the American Athletic Conference, among others. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't typically see Danny Cricks in the Southeastern Conference. And he's got the plate here today. The 1-1. There's a line drive towards right center field. Humphrey is after this one. He dives. He won't get there. It's up against the fence. Picked up by Austin. He throws to second base. It's a double by Daniel.
Great effort by Humphrey, as you always see in right field, and great job by R.J. Austin. He got to that ball quickly and played it back in and made it fairly close at second base.
That brings us to Cook, the first baseman. Well, 2 for 3 for Daniel here today.
I think Humphrey may have hurt the thumb on his glove hand. He's shaking it off a little bit there in right field.
Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. This should be playable for Austin. Starts to jog in. Makes the catch. Out number 3. We go bottom of the 7th. Vanderbilt trails by 3. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from their field.
Hey, Commodore fans, the Holiday Inn West End Vanderbilt is your headquarters for week-long entertainment. Stop by the Commodore Grill and enjoy live music from some of Nashville's best songwriters from 6 to 10 p.m., 7 nights a week. Grab a cup of Bongo Java from our coffee bar Brew to start your morning. Brew is in the main lobby. The Holiday Inn West End Vanderbilt, just walking distance from the stadium. The game starts here.
Vanderbilt Business offers degree and certificate programs designed to help you gain the knowledge, connections, and confidence to achieve your unique goals. We're committed to creating opportunities for you to discover, grow, and thrive at every stage of your career, whether you're just starting out or working your way to the C-suite. Let our dedicated staff and faculty help you take the next step in your professional journey. Visit vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down today. That's vanderbiltbusiness.com/anchor down.
What's up? This is Kirk Casale, part of the 2011 College World Series team, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball from Learfield. Now back to Andrew Allegretta.
Back to Andrew in just a second. But again, checking in from the network studios, look at the college baseball scoreboard. One other regional game in progress involving an SEC team. That's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Leads Miami of Ohio 1-0 in the top of the third inning. A couple of games have gotten pushed back due to weather in Baton Rouge. LSU and Little Rock have not started yet. Oklahoma and Nebraska still yet to get started as well in Chapel Hill. A couple of notable final scores involving SEC teams. ECU goes to Conway and beats Florida 11-6, the final score there. But Texas beats Houston Christian 7-1. A couple more SEC teams off to good starts as well, with Arkansas winning their first game against NDSU 6-2 as well. Back out to Hawkins Field, guys. Vanderbilt still looking for their first base hit.
It's going to come against a new pitcher as well. New pitcher is Warren Hartson, a 6-foot junior out of Greenville, Ohio. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. 3 runs on 5 hits for Wright State. No runs on no hits, with 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch offensively for Vanderbilt here today.
Hartzell, it's a guy who's been one of their main pitchers this year. 6-2 record. This is appearance number 21. He's second on the team in appearances this season. I think for Vanderbilt, you're happy to see anybody other than number 42 out on the mound.
Well, there's no doubt. Quite the performance by Cam Allen. No hits, Vanderbilt through 6. We go bottom of the 7th inning. Brody Johnston to lead us on. Vanderbilt trails 3-0. A must-have game for Vanderbilt. Otherwise, pushed to the losers brackets of the regional. Right versus right, first pitch to Brody. Gets the call. Outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. 0 for 2 so far today for the SEC Tournament's MVP, Brody Johnston. The 0-1. Outside. Breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I feel like it's a good thing for Vanderbilt, but you surprised they went to the bullpen here? Allen's pitch count was really manageable, only 76.
I was. I suspect you are too. But here's the 1-1. That's swung on. That one is spoke toward left field. This is back, and Vanderbilt is on the board. The first hit of the ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a laser shot for Brody Johnston. Oh, he just spoke to the left field. Vanderbilt on the board, 3-1 in a critical moment. Brody Johnston delivers his 14th home run of the season.
A familiar sight as Brody Johnston just crushes one on a line out of here. We've seen several of his home runs do just that, sneak over the monster by plenty.
Here comes Holcomb for Vanderbilt. The one caveat I was going to say is there was more pitchers out of the zone. There was more 2-ball, no-strike counts for Allen. Here's Holcomb. First pitch off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
This big crowd have been waiting for something to cheer about the whole night. They finally get it here in the 7th inning.
The 1-0. Inside corner. It's a strike. It's a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here from Hartzell. That's the 6th home run given up this season by Hartzell. Holcomb's at the plate. He's got 9 this year. The 1-1. Breaking ball. Misses high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right versus right. Base is empty. Nobody down. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Holcomb.
Braden was trying to make it 3-2 on that swing.
The 2-2 on its way from Hartzell. Fouls it off. Boy, Hartzell's going to sit about 86, 87. So it's a big-time difference from Allen that threw 93 to 94. But 47 strikeouts, 18 walks this season, a 5.03 ERA for Hartzell out of Ohio. The 2-2. There's a pop-up from Holcomb. This one is middle of the infield. Who's going to take charge? Somebody's got to take charge. Look out. This is caught by the third baseman, Foltz. And Holcomb is the first down here for Barzy.
When they talk about a major league pop-up, that was a major league pop-up. I don't know that I've seen one get that high in the air throughout this season. And as Andrew described, a little bit of indecision on the part of the Wright State infielders, but it was Foltz getting over to make the catch.
Big deep breath for Barzy. Right versus right. And the pitch from Hartzell. Fouls it off. Breaking ball. No balls, 1 strike. Vanderbilt very eager at times here at the plate, certainly for Barzy.
Andrew, when you talk about differences in this season, it feels like this middle part of the batting order has certainly made such an impact. Vanderbilt's always been able to score runs, get great pitching and defense, but the power coming along when it did, to me, has been such a lift for this team.
That pitch, it's missed. No balls, 2 strikes, there's no doubt. Of course, Vanderbilt has been able to win games different ways. They won 3-2 versus Ole Miss with 2 home runs, and the day prior they had 13 singles. Yep. Beat Tennessee, so they can do it different ways, which is good. No balls, 2 strikes, here's the pitch to Barzy. There's a tapper. This goes back to Hartzell. He gathers. He throws. It is in time. Different runner. Maybe Vanderbilt gets an infield single. Not here with Barzy. 2 down. Vanderbilt 3-1. Trails by 2.
But at times you just need somebody to leave the yard and hit a 2-run homer or a 3-run walk-off or something like that. And Commodores had those 3 straight walk-offs here at home. 2 by Holcomb and 1 by this guy, Jonathan Vastine.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not do it again.
Yeah, I'm fine with scoring 6 runs here or something like that.
First pitch to Vastine. Breaking ball stays high. 1 ball, no strikes. Vandy trails by 2, bottom of the 7th inning. 1 hit so far. A solo shot by Brody Johnston. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Boy, that changeup is just going to fall right off the table at 80. Not a lot fancy, it doesn't feel like, with Hartzell. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swings through. A breaking ball, bottom part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Breaking ball is down. Vastine stays off of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm amazed at how little traffic there's been for either team. Effectively none. Yeah, Vanderbilt has not put a runner down at second base yet. Outside of Brody Johnston rounding it. Misses low. 3 balls, 2 strikes with the fastball. Of course, for Wright State, they've got 2 home runs. They've got the double. And that's kind of it as well. So I don't think either team has actually put a runner down at second base, have they?
Yeah, other than the plays you described.
Other than rounding second base, no. The 3-2. Struck him out. We go top 8, but Vanderbilt does get their first run of the ball game, 3-2. We'll see if Vanderbilt sticks with J.D. Thompson. They will. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
This game is brought to you by Jackalope Brewing Company, the official craft brewery of Vanderbilt Athletics. Proudly available at all Commodore basketball games, where our thirst for victory is only matched by our thirst for local beer. Feel like hitting the town? Come visit us for a pint at our brewery and tap room located in Nashville's Wedgwood, Houston neighborhood. Jackalope Brewing Company, encouraging you to anchor down and drink legendary and responsibly.
What happens when the thrill of Powerball meets the thrill of NASCAR? You get a chance to win an exciting trip for 2 to the NASCAR Championship Race in Phoenix, Arizona. Plus, the chance to win $1 million in a special drawing. Enter the NASCAR Powerball Playoff Second Chance Drawing at TNVIPRewards.com between May 10th and June 30th for your chance to win. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly. NASCAR is used with express permission. NASCAR LLC is not a sponsor of this promotion.
Hey, this is Nate Bargatze, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield. Go Doors!
Welcome back as we go top of the 8th inning. Andrew Allen going to here on the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Guys, Camp back inside the network studios. Vanderbilt trails 3-1. Winner takes on Louisville tomorrow night. Loser faces ETSU at 2 p.m. and is forced into the loser's bracket, which Vanderbilt has been in way too much the past couple of years, but certainly a chance to change that down the stretch. Here's Warren to lead things off. And J.D. Thompson continues. Pitch count 92. 11 strikeouts here for J.D. His kid's been good, 1 for 2. First pitch, that one is swung on. This one is lifted to center field. Austin is drifting over, starts to slow. He will get there. He makes the catch. 1 down.
Love the way that guy's playing center field this season. We've seen him at different spots throughout his career, whether it's been on the infield, at second base, or first base, but center field has been his spot this season. Part of the all-defensive team in the SEC, and deservedly so.
Well, 7 1/3 for Thompson. 5 hits, 3 runs, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk. First pitch, shows bunt, foul tips. No balls, 1 strike. With Nelson back at first base, Patrick Foltz, the third baseman, tried to lay that one down the first base line and could not connect with the fastball at 93. Vanderbilt trails by 2, 3-1. The 0-1. Fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes. Left on left, the pitch. That's swung on and fouled off. Left field side, back in, out of play toward First Bank Stadium. No balls, 2 strikes on Foltz. Light cloud cover here at Hawkins Field. The wind blows out to right field. Again, so far 4 runs on the board, all of them with extra base hits. 3 solo home runs and 1 double by this guy back in the first inning. The 0-2. Misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, breaking ball.
JD took a little walk after that one, so did the hitter. That was a very close pitch.
The 1-2. That's swung on, bounced foul. First base side off of the dugout for Wright State. Champions of the Horizon League. Their 4th NCAA tournament in the past 5 seasons. Over their previous 6, but they've got the #1 overall seed on the ropes. That pitch is swung on. It's bounced toward the right side. Backhanded by Rigdon. He throws to first base, 4-3. There's 2 down.
What about the way Rigdon has played at second base? We've seen that move made a few weeks back, and feels like he's found a home at that spot after some time in the outfield. Vanderbilt, of course, played Mike Mancini there for quite a bit of the season, but it's become Rigdon's spot late in the season here.
I think it's helped Mike Mancini, too. He's hit pretty well as the DH in the bottom part of the order. So that feels like a benefit for both sides. Here's Gregory. Fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down. The 0-1. Fastball for a strike, top of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes to Gregory. Left versus left. Top of the 8th inning, Vanderbilt trails by 2. The 0-2 pitch on its way. Check swing did not go as they check down to third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the DH. Batting in this 3 spot. Here for Wright State, the Raiders out of Dayton, Ohio. The 1-2. Breaking ball did not go. Count goes to 2-2. Bit of a shift is on for Gregory. You've got Fastine still at shortstop, but Brody Johnston to the right side of the second base bag. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Picked up by Barnes. He throws to first base. He completes the strikeout. Strikeout number 12 for J.D. Thompson. That ties Jeremy Sowers. 123 in a single season. Top 10 all time in Vanderbilt history. We'll see if the offense can get the runs going in a critical moment as we go bottom of the 8th inning. Vanderbilt trails by 2, 3-1. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Where can you find the Music City's hottest spots under one roof? At the Omni Nashville Hotel. This stunning luxury hotel offers the perfect blend of urban elegance with a vintage touch in the heart of downtown. Discover a variety of culinary delights at the award-winning Bob's Steak and Chop House. Authentic Southern cuisine at Kitchen Notes. Nashville's coolest honky-tonk bar lines. And grab your favorite cup of joe at Bongo Java. Find your inner zen at one of downtown Nashville's only full-service salon and spas, the Mocara Spa. What are you waiting for? Your key to Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us soon.
What's poppin', Nashville?
I'm Amber.
I'm Erica. And I'm Jennifer. And we are the Sisters of Colonel's Nashville Popcorn, located in East Nashville.
We offer 14+ delicious popcorn flavors, including our original Nashville Hot Popcorn. Ooh, spicy.
We are a family-owned business with a deep love for the community. So when you come to Colonel's, you're treated like one of the family.
Check out our story at colonelsnashville.com and view our products. We ship nationwide.
If you love popcorn, you will love Colonel's Nashville Popcorn. Pop by and see us.
This is men's basketball coach Mark Byington, and you're listening to Commodore Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield. Anchor down.
Welcome back as we go bottom of the 8th inning. Vanderbilt trails 3-1. Winner takes on Louisville tomorrow, 8 p.m. first pitch here at Hawkins Field. Loser takes on ETSU at 2 p.m. and is pushed to elimination of the 25 season. Jacob Humphrey to lead things off. Mike Mancini, Rustin Rigdon to follow versus Warren Hartzell. Second pitcher of the ball game for Wright State, Andrew Alderberger alongside Kevin Ingram. Wright versus Wright to start things off. First pitch by Hartzell. That spun grounded toward the left side. Picked up by Arnold. He'll throw to first base 6-3. That was quick and painless from Wright State's perspective. And with every swing that does not collect a base hits, the tension skyrockets here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, if you're Wright State, that's exactly what you want. A ground out on the first pitch of the inning. You're thinking, okay, get Humphrey, get him on base. Guy who can steal a bag. And quickly one out.
Here's Mancini. Right versus left, first pitch. That one is swung on. There's a high fly ball to right field. Does this have the juice? This is back at the fence, and it is gone! A solo shot for Mike Mancini, 3-2. Oh, a huge swing. Mancini delivers to right field. Oh, it just got out of here. Vanderbilt trails by 1.
What a big swing for Vanderbilt to get back within a run. You're running out of outs. You're down to 5. Snuck it over the fence in right center field. Boy, I thought for a moment Daniel might have a play on that ball. He went up above the yellow line and missed it by inches. It looked like he hit the railing right above the yellow line. And Mike Mancini hits another big home run.
Here's Brigden. Breaking ball. Misses. 1 ball, no strike. Had that huge home run versus Tennessee in Knoxville to make it 7-5 in Game 3. As this one here today. The 1-0. Breaking ball, it's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the freshman. It's Mancini's 4th of the season. You know, again, I feel like Rustin Rigdon playing second base has helped the offense for Mike Mancini. You know?
It's kind of felt that way.
That breaking ball misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vanderbilt trails by 1. The 2-1. That's swung on. There's a base hit back up the middle for Rustin Rigdon. And Vanderbilt brings the go-ahead run to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. All these cardiac Commodores. They are putting us through stress, but they've got a chance here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, what's your strategy with Rigdon at first? He was gunned down on a great throw by Smith back earlier in the game, but do you try to run him again here in a key spot with him representing the tying run?
Right versus right with Austin. First pitch. Breaking ball is fouled off. No balls, 1 strike. That was a hanger, and Austin just missed it. Our score 3-2. Vanderbilt trails by 1. Bottom of the 8th inning. The 0-1. Gets the call outside corner. Austin shakes his head at Danny Cricks. No balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Nelson. Rigdon's at first base. Rigdon represents the tying run. And Austin calls time. That's Vanderbilt's second offensive timeout. Mike Mancini took one earlier. Again, so far today, 5 runs have been scored. All of them with extra base hits. 4 solo home runs and a double by the third baseman for Wright State, Foltz. J.D. Thompson with 12 strikeouts. Cam Allen, the starting pitcher, left the ballgame after 6 with a no-hitter attempt. No balls, 2 strikes on Austin. Here's the pitch. That's swung on. There's a chopper towards short plate by Arnold. Goes to second. That's one. Relay to first base, not in time. And Austin does hustle out the double play. That brings us to Nelson with 2 outs and Austin down at first base. I could see Austin taking off. I think they probably wanted to hold on to Rustin Rigdon, the freshman. But you have got to give your superstar Austin, I would think, the green light if he gets the right pitch.
22 steals, 27 attempts. You also got a guy at the plate, Riley Nelson, really handles the bat well. Feels like a key hitter for Vanderbilt.
Right versus left, Hartzell versus Nelson. Pickoff move back to first base. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love Nelson to launch one to right field and give Vanderbilt the lead. But if there's anybody that's got the permanent green light and the trust of number 4, it's 42 down at first base. First pitch. Breaking ball is up and away. A bluff by Austin. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down.
I really thought he might go on the first move to the plate, and he bluffed as you described. Stayed put.
And time is called by Wright State. One ball, no strikes, 2 down. Austin's at first base. He represents the tying run. On deck is Brody Johnston. At the plate is Nelson, who has had massive home runs and big hits this season for Vanderbilt. Certainly one of, if not the most underrated hitters in the Southeastern Conference this season. Of course, he started off the season with a massive hit versus UC Irvine, a grand slam in the 8th inning that gave Vanderbilt a critical win, a very big RPI victory for Vanderbilt that helped boost the metrics to make Vanderbilt eventually the #1 overall seed. And he's done that throughout the course of the season.
He's really had a great year. A guy that you wonder how nobody, I mean, how did everybody miss on this guy? He's been so good for Vanderbilt this season. In the regular year, top 10 in the average department in the SEC, 6th at 358.
Right versus left. Austin's at first base. 1 ball, no strikes. And time has been called. And Danny Cricks tells Hartzell to slow down. It's the engagement rule. The pitcher cannot start his movement toward home plate until he's made eye contact with the hitter, in this case Nelson. One ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 8th inning, Vanderbilt trails by 1. The 1-0. Breaking ball is down. Check swing did not go. Austin bluffed again. You've got the shortstop Arnold, positioned right behind second base. The shift is on versus Nelson. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one is swung on. This one is lifted towards right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is. What's the call? What? Oh, they're going to call it foul. Nelson can't believe it. Don Golder points foul, and Vanderbilt is stunned.
The umpire's going to huddle up, and let's see if we get a review. Boy, I thought that was pretty clearly a home run, but we'll see.
The Vanderbilt Commodores out in front, 4-3. Nelson does it again. Oh, what a clutch hitter. Riley Nelson makes it 4-3 on his 8th bomb of the season after a review. All these cardiac Commodores, they're putting us through it, but they do it again. Wright State is going to challenge the call, but nothing is more significant than getting the call on the field to your side.
Well, we're going to get a look at it here. I don't know that this is a great angle on it. It's from the high home camera on the replay, but I thought in real time watching it.
And how can you possibly tell where it crosses the foul pole?
I just didn't think there was much doubt about it. I thought it was pretty clearly a home run. There's some that are really close. I did not think that one was all that close.
All of the people in the right field stands for Vanderbilt, they're left stunned too as they watch that one in real time. This is quite the delay. And just quite the moment in time to think about the #1 overall seed kind of hanging in the balance potentially as two umpires talk into headsets down the third base line propped up on the railing. Nelson either comes up with a 2-run home run that gives Vanderbilt a 4-3 advantage here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here we go. My goodness. Here's the call. It's a home run for Nelson. Vanderbilt 4-3. You bet. And Alex Sogard, the head coach for Wright State's in stunned disbelief because, of course, his argument is going to be the guy that's supposed to make the call calls it foul, and then you guys flip it and give us effectively no chance under review. But at this point, there's nothing else to say. You've had the umpire conversation. You've had the review, and Vanderbilt is up 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs, and Brody Johnston's at the plate. First pitch from Hartzell to Brody Johnston. Inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
While all that was going on, Warren Hartzell was trying to stay loose, throwing some warm-up pitches. It feels like it's been about 10 minutes since he's pitched to a batter.
The 1-0. Brody takes. 2 balls, no strikes. So Vanderbilt 4-3. We have shifted from behind situation to insurance run situation for Vanderbilt. The 2-0. Brody takes low. 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0. Misses, low, ball 4. There is some. I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah.
And there's a great line from the 1994 Stanley Cups when Pavel Bure got a penalty shot versus the New York Rangers against Mike Richter. And the NHL broadcaster said, "Call your cardiologist. I can't take much more of this." I feel the same way.
See, I think we had him all the way. Long way to go, though. Still got 3 more outs to get.
I know.
I'm wondering, I'm thinking ahead to the 9th inning. What are you doing there if you're J.D. Thompson? Is he done?
I think it's
go
Hawks.
to the pen?
I think it's Hawks.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Okay. New pitcher for Wright State. Vanderbilt 4-3. Back in just a couple of seconds. New pitcher. They say Wright State 4-3. Vanderbilt 4-3. Again, call your cardiologist. I can't take much more of this. Back in just a couple of seconds. 2 down. Johnston's at first base. Holcomb's at the plate. Back after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Pay the order of hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
Their jersey doesn't have a number. They don't hear the roar of the crowd after a goal or feel the anticipation as a ball sails through the net. And while they don't run bases, they do run routes every day. And the saves they make don't determine a game on the line, but a life on the line. For all the teams Vanderbilt Health supports, this is the most important one, their own. Be a part of the team that takes care of your team.
This is Vanderbilt Baseball on 102.5 The Game and 94.9 The Fan. Now back to the voice of the Vandy Boys, Andrew Allegretta.
to Andrew in just a sec. Gus Wedekamp checking in from the network studios. Couple of regional scores in that Hattiesburg Regional paired up with our Nashville Regional. It's Columbia 1 and Southern Miss nothing as the Lions off to a quick start against the host Golden Eagles. Game 1 there earlier today was Miami 5, Alabama 3. Hurricanes moving into the winner's bracket there. Plus, Murray State on top early in Oxford. It's 2-0 Racers. Top 1, Gus.
Hey, Gus, thank you so much. New pitcher is Max Weitzel, a 6'3" senior from Dayton versus Braden Holcomb. You've got Johnston down at first base, right versus right. Vanderbilt 4-3. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, 7 runs have been scored here tonight. All of them by extra base hits and 6 of them by home runs. The 1-0. Holcomb swings. There's a pop-up. Right field side. This is drifting back in out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, 4 unanswered runs for Vanderbilt here in the bottom of the 7th and the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Holcomb from Weitzel. He throws. That's swung on. It's a line drive foul, first base side, back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Incredible scene. A jam-packed Hawkins Field. Game 1 of the regionals for Vanderbilt. Just that glorious sight of all of the folks up on the parking garage. Taking this one in from 25th Avenue. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here's the pitch. That's swung on, fouled it off. Off-speed pitch at 85. Vanderbilt trailing for the bulk of the ball game. Down 3-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Got no hits through 6 innings. Brody Johnston hits a solo shot, bottom of the 7th. And here in the bottom of the 8th inning, a solo shot by Mike Mancini and a 2-run home run, the 8th of the season for Nelson. And Vanderbilt has come back and leads 4-3 with still forever to go. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And we go top of the 9th inning. Vanderbilt's got a chance to close the door. It's not going to be J.D. Thompson, as J.D. dogs down that left field line to do the stretches. We'll find out who comes out of the bullpen for Vanderbilt. Back in just a couple of seconds after this, Vanderbilt 4-3. They try to get the win in Game 1 after this on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
At First Bank, we've always been Vandy fans, and now as the official bank of Vanderbilt Athletics, we're also teammates helping cheer on the Vandy boys together. This year, we're proud to add Commodore Pride to your wallet with our official Vanderbilt debit cards. Anchor down when you pay with the new Vanderbilt debit cards from First Bank. When 2 historic Tennessee teams join together, you get even more ways to bank on the doors. Bank local, get more. First Bank, member FDIC.
The home plate stop is no ordinary celebration. It's an exclamation point, punctuating team records, key wins, and epic moments marked by Vanderbilt legends. It sends visitors to the exits and proud Commodores into a frenzy. Ford knows that strong traditions start with leadership, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, proud sponsor of the Commodores, at your Tennessee Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2024 total sales.
What's going on, Commodore Nation? This is 2013 SEC Player of the Year, Tony Kemp, and you're listening to Vanderbilt Baseball on the Vanderbilt Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back, top of the 9th inning. Game 1 of the Nashville Regional with the number 1 overall seed, the Vanderbilt Commodores. 4-3, Vanderbilt takes the lead on a 2-run shot by Nelson in the bottom of the 8th inning. Andrew Aldegrady here in the booth alongside Kevin Ingram. Gus Wedekamp back inside our network studios. New pitcher out of the bullpen. The guy that closed out the SEC championship game, Sawyer Hawks. Certainly one of Vanderbilt's, if not Vanderbilt's, best bullpen pitcher. Hawks with a 1.64 ERA. Of all of the great players in the Southeastern Conference, the number 1 overall seed had just one. Count them, one. On the first team or second team All-SEC, it was Sawyer Hawks. a second-team All-SEC reliever. He comes out of the bullpen to get 3 critical, massive outs.
And he'll have to earn it against some tough spots in the batting order here for Wright State.
4-5-6, J.P. Peltier, a sophomore from Ohio. Boston Smith, a senior from Ohio. Luke Arnold, the shortstop, a senior from Ohio, with 20 home runs, 24 home runs, and 6 home runs. Wright versus Wright for Peltier. Vanderbilt 4-3, top of the 9th inning. First pitch on its way from Hawks. Fastball, first strike outside corner, 96.
Just love the way this guy has performed.
56 strikeouts this season, 7 saves for Sawyer. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off, and it clips off of Barzy. Boy, hope he's okay.
He has taken a couple of those tonight. Took one off the mask early in the game and a couple more off the helmet. Plate umpire gives him an extra second or two to regather himself. Danny Crick's asking me, okay? And Colin says, yep. How about I dust off the plate even though it's clean?
No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 9th inning. Vanderbilt 4-3. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by Sawyer. Fouls it on. Fastball 94. Bit of a shift versus Peltier. You've got Johnston at third base. Vastein's the shortstop. Rustin Rigdon plays behind second base. Nelson stays put at first base, although off the line a little bit for the righty. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch by Hawks. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 down. He goes to the breaking ball and gets Vanderbilt's 13th strikeout of the ball game.
Great pitch there by Sawyer Hawks. With an 0-2 count, you don't want to challenge him with the fastball. Got him to chase that slider down in the zone.
Here's Boston Smith. 1 for 3. And a punishing Soto shot. Right versus left. First pitch. Breaking ball, first strike. No balls, 1 strike. That came back in the 4th inning for the senior from Ohio, his 24th home run of the season. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. He goes through on a breaking ball. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Big, deep breath for Sawyer, the senior from Florida. Here at twilight, Hawkins Field comes alive. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. He throws. Called third strike, bottom part of the zone. He got him 2 outs.
2 monster outs recorded by Sawyer Hawks, both on strikeouts. Guys with a combined 44 home runs on the season. He fans both of them.
Here's Luke Arnold, Vanderbilt 4, Wright State 3. And time is called by the Raiders. Up for Wright State. They have been in these regionals before, and they have pushed great teams to the brink. They find themselves in that situation once again. For Vanderbilt, they have been here before. Dramatic, heart-stopping finishes. With 1 out to go here in the top of the 9th inning. Wright versus Wright. Hawks versus Arnold. First pitch. Fastball gets the call outside corner, strike 1, 95 for Sawyer. No balls, 1 strike. Infield straight up. Outfield straight on. 2 down. Bases empty. Vanderbilt by 1. The 0-1. Breaking ball bounces outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What a great scene here at Hawkins Field, man. Packed house, everybody on their feet. Trying to get Sawyer to record 1 final out for a big comeback win.
1 ball, 1 strike. He throws. Check swing. Did he go? Did not, as they check down to Total at first base. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Oh for 3 for Arnold today. Base is empty. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Top 9. Right versus right, the 2-1. Spikes it. 3 balls, 1 strike, fastball, 94. On deck if we get there. It's Cam Gilkerson. 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, Sawyer got the job done at Hoover. It did take a couple extra batters. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The number 1 overall seed. 1 strike away from their first victory. The 3-2 with 2 down. Fouls it off. Got the fastball 95. And Arnold stays alive. We do it again. Look at Hawkins Field. 3,802 on their feet. Hawks versus Arnold. Full count. 2 down. Bases empty. Top 9. And Hawks throws. There's a tapper. This is out in front of home plate. It's a foul ball. Emphatically called by Danny Cricks as he crouches down to one knee behind home plate. Barzy was ready, but just played it foul.
Colin was trying to sell it that he was in fair territory. He caught it in the right-hand batter's box, though. Oh, hit behind the plate.
Hang-off pitch. 2 down. Hawks readies. He throws to Arnold. Swing and a miss. He got him. 27 outs. Vandy wins it. Nashville Regional meet the Cardiac Commodores. They do it again. Final score 4-3 versus Wright State.
The reaction of the crowd here at the Hawk. Everybody comes out to celebrate. Wright State great for 6 innings, but then Vanderbilt got the bats rolling, and what a comeback win for this team. And hey, however you got to get it done when you get to the postseason.
Unbelievable, the stretch run for Vanderbilt. This is 9 consecutive victories. And what we have seen in this ballpark down the stretch has been stunning. Walk-off versus Bama. Walk-off versus Kentucky. A borderline mundane 5-3 victory versus Kentucky.
It was also a comeback win.
It was a comeback win, but we didn't put that thing to the ninth. And here today, down 3-0. No hit by Cam Allen through 6. And Brody Johnston tees off to get the party going in the 7th inning.